Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Tank Davis making a comeback, the 168 a week division, and Spence versus Tony Harrison. But before I do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live today. Shout out to everybody that's joining me for 2 cents after dark. It's Christmas, the eve to Christmas Eve. Happy holidays to everybody that celebrate the holidays. Get some time with your family, some days off, a few vacation days. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App, $ 2 cents boxing, or hitting the heart with the $, just leaving me a special thanks below, letting me know you enjoying the show and that I'm doing a good job. For those of you that are new here, or if this is your first time listening to 2 Cents After Dark, this is not one of my regular boxing talk shows where we come on here, we talk on boxing. I don't let people get off topic. We keep it boxing. We don't do that on 2 Cents After Dark. On 2 Cents After Dark, the conversation goes where the conversation goes. I think this is a great show, a good opportunity for us to get together and talk about other topics and express and show other things that we have interest in. This is an intelligent conversation that we're having over here. So I just ask that everybody respect everybody's opinion, because this is 2 Cents Boxing where everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And we're just going to respect our differences, conversate about our differences, maybe debate about our differences. But we're not going to bitch, cry, moan, and complain about things that we don't agree on. We're going to have intellectual and intelligent conversations, whatever level of intelligence that you're on. And always remember, we listen, but we don't judge. I mean, we done had taxi cab confessions on here. We done had court case conversations on here. We done had conversations about segregation, what racism really mean. I mean, the spectrum is all the way wide, so it's wide open. So if you're here, be sure to punch that like button, dislike button, whichever one. Just make sure you punch one of them. And if you're listening to the replay, make sure you hype me up. YouTube has created yet another hoop for you to jump through to be able to be seen in the algorithm. So be sure to hype me up if you're listening to the replay. Let's see who we got in the building tonight on 2 Cents After Dark. We got all things in the building. Big Supreme back again for the second week in a row. Cam J Network in the building. Boxing Hacker in the building. Shout out to y'all and to everybody else that's sneak watching, hate watching, and work watching. Make sure you punch that like button. I need to have at least 100 likes when I get off this live. Everybody always telling me how much they like my show. You got a good show. Come on, man. My likes, my numbers, everything got to reflect that. I need way more people to join in on these conversations. We have a good time over here. Punch the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 2,000. What the heck? What is that? That's the grinder. Look, Paid in Full say we had a crazy X conversation. I'm telling you. And y'all know what I think I might start doing with these 2 Cents After Dark shows? I think I might start, when I start my membership, I might have to put the 2 Cents After Dark shows after we record them in the membership panel. I might have to put them behind a paywall, because we be getting deep over here in the conversations. You know what I'm saying? We be getting deep over here in the conversation. So I don't want to talk about Jake Paul again, but that's just the topic of conversation I've been seeing all day is Jake Paul. I honestly thought after the fight, we will be over this. We will be over this Jake Paul shit. Because anything less than Anthony Joshua knocking out Jake Paul would have been controversial. They would have said it was scripted. They would have been saying Jake Paul. They would have been saying all this other stuff. So Jake Paul gets in the ring, runs around, do the Devin Haney, and then gets his jaw broke. Cool. I don't feel any differently about Jake Paul than I felt before he got his jaw broke. I don't understand this whole we got to give him respect for getting in the ring. Come on, I don't get it. I mean, is this like one of those content creator things that I'm not understanding, that since Jake Paul I mean, if you put a Jake Paul video, you're gonna do some decent numbers. I got some Jake Paul videos up. They got decent numbers. And I'm not making Jake Paul videos to get numbers of views and clicks. I just wanted to make some Jake Paul videos to give my 2 cents about some things. But I'm just asking, like, are y'all making Jake Paul videos to get views and clicks? To get engagement? Because I thought Jake Paul was ruining boxing, y'all. So it wasn't Jake that was ruining boxing. It was Jake and Tank fight that was ruining boxing, but not Jake fighting nobody else. I mean, I'm just curious. I'm just asking. Look, Rip Sweet's talking about, my coworker was talking about how you need to give Jake Paul credit. It ain't just internet talk. I'm cool with the super duper casuals feeling like that because I'm a casual myself. So I can understand that perspective. I'm not talking about the casuals. No. I'm not talking about those people. I am talking about the hypocrites. That's who I'm referring to. Let me be more specific. I'm referring to the hypocrites. Do y'all remember the crying, the moaning, the whining for months on end about Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul? I'm telling you. Do y'all remember that? And I kept telling y'all how egregious and ridiculous it was because it was only one fight. Like, why are y'all acting like it's the end of the world? Like, it is what it is. Shout out to them. They made a huge bag. Jake Paul got his career ended. And shout out to him. Gervonta Tank Davis. So people saying they want to know about Gervonta Tank Davis's comeback. That's how it's being kind of sold. When is Tank's comeback? When is he gonna make a comeback? First of all, Gervonta Tank Davis just fought in March. I mean, he fought in March. He's not making a comeback. Damian say Anthony Joshua gained almost 2 million followers after the fight, and ladies around the world are loving him. Tank wasted his chance. How did Tank waste his chance? That's what I'm saying. People keep talking about Tank blew a bag. Tank did this. Tank, first of all, y'all didn't want Tank to fight Anthony Joshua. Second of all, we still haven't confirmed if anything is even true. So we don't know if Tank blew a bag. Because I've heard that Netflix still wanted to fight. That Jake Paul was like, nah, I'm going to go with something else. But whatever the case may be, how did Tank waste his chance? We don't even have, it's been 2 months, 2.5 months, and we don't have anything of any tangible anything to be like he wasted his chance. We don't know. We don't know if it was self-sabotage or just plain sabotage. We don't know. And that's the truth. Big Supreme say, my baby Baumgartner was ready to bend over in front of 50,000 fans. Real thirst bucket vibes. What? What the hell? What? Alicia Baumgartner slid Anthony Joshua her room key. Look at them. This the morning after. This the morning after they were sitting poolside. What AB told her, AB said, Alicia, we know you. He said, we know you, Alicia. Yeah, she a thought. It's cool. It's cool. So we say, we really know you. We really know you. But y'all glossed over the fact that Alicia was a 304. Y'all glossed over that. It's cool because she pretty. Y'all cry all day about how Clarissa Shields dating a married man. Like he's the one that's married. But y'all mad at Clarissa Shields for dating him. He's the one that's married. But y'all act like Remy Ma didn't publicly cheat on the man. I'm not defending nobody. I'm just pointing out some common sense. So Adrian came out and told y'all Baumgartner You know what I'm saying? She woo, she get around. Now, I didn't appreciate that. I don't think that was Adrian's Broner's job to put that woman business in the street like that. That was completely uncalled for and unnecessary. I don't think that's cool. You don't put a woman business out there in the street like that because she called you broke. Don't be mad, AB. If you broke, you broke. However, if somebody was to come out and call Clarissa a 304, y'all would have a field day. Y'all would have a field day. And then y'all see her. She dehydrated. She ain't even thirsty. She just dehydrated. She didn't go to the hospital, get hooked up to an IV. She needs, you know what I'm saying? She need the liquid going straight to her veins. The way she was looking so dehydrated, fooling with Anthony Joshua. Y'all know I'm not an Anthony Joshua fan. Y'all know I am not an Anthony Joshua fan. He's soft. He's soft. Look, Mr. Greg say they had a wonderful and delightful conversation about the mating habits of starfish in the Bahamas. Y'all know Asia. Y'all know they sat at the bar and talked all night. Y'all know they sat at the bar and talked all night. AB a pillow talking ass ninja, but Alicia never denied the allegations either. I mean, it's not for her to deny that. Like, that man shouldn't have been put her business out in the street like that. But all I'm saying is, and this is the point I want to point out to the men in the chat, when y'all think a woman is pretty, y'all let her get away with everything. And then y'all want to get mad and go make podcasts about how the women did you like this and did you like that when you really allowed it because she was pretty. Like, we gotta be honest here. There's 2 cents after dark. We gotta be honest. Y'all shoot Clarissa down for every single thing. I don't like what she wearing. I don't like how she eat. I don't like how she like, God damn, like, leave this woman alone. Leave this woman alone. But it's cool though. I'm just telling y'all, this is why y'all get played. In case y'all didn't know. Because y'all allow it. Y'all allow it. Big Supreme say 304. They do need, listen, I don't disagree. Big Supreme 304s need love too. But don't get mad. And then now you making red pill content. Now you watching Andrew Tate videos all day. That's your fault. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Or the best of y'all. Big Supreme say, I love Clarissa. I'll shields from all the criticism and hate. Pretty poison will get you every time when you think with your zipper. Uh-oh. Mr. Greg with the words of wisdom. Mr. Greg with the words of wisdom. Ah, we need that Shields versus Tate. Hey, Clarissa Shields will beat Andrew Tate. Hey, Clarissa Shields will beat the brakes off of Andrew Tate. Y'all better stop playing. Big Supreme say, I never watched the Andrew Tate video in my life. Man, I watch all that Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels. It's pretty entertaining to me. I think it's funny. I don't know why people would get out their panties in a bunch and be like, listen, I don't know if y'all ever watched Kevin Samuels' show. If y'all want to laugh, go watch Kevin Samuels. Let me tell you how I got. It's 2 cents after dark, so we can get off topic. So I kept seeing these clips of Kevin Samuels going viral, right? And all the black women was in an uproar. Nah, he said nah. So I'm like, all right, let me go check out one of Kevin Samuel videos because some of the stuff he was saying, it made sense to me. I'm like, why everybody in the uproar? So I go watch Kevin Samuel videos. And first of all, I'm like, how are these women so upset at what Kevin Samuels is saying to them when they're calling into the show? You call Kevin. You picked up your phone and call Kevin Samuels to tell him whatever you want to tell him and get his feedback. So how are you mad at the man's feedback? And how is he pissing off a whole community of women? He's not talking to all of y'all. He's not talking to, I've never been offended by anything Kevin Samuels said because he's not fucking talking to me. I don't understand. I don't understand this. Somebody says something and then now everybody offended by it. First of all, if you're overly emotional, you're easily offended. That's one. And two, I'm not overweight. I'm not single with 4 kids and all this other crazy stuff these women were saying when they called in. So how am I offended? And how are you offended? Because somebody's telling you to get your life together, to work out. And see, this is the thing that why I was like, okay, I like Kevin Samuels, because I never usually would listen to men give women advice, because they'll be like, what's old dude name? What was old boy name that used to sit in the car with the car seat in the back? It was something Jackson. What was that guy name? And he got caught cheating. He was always in his car with the car seat, giving all these women all this advice. What was his name? Y'all remember that guy name? Anyway, and then they just end up being womanizers and cheaters and abusers and shit like that. So I never really paid attention to men giving women advice. But when I would watch Kevin Samuels, when it would be men calling to his show, and he would give men the same raw, truthful, uncut advice. So it wasn't really no bias there. And he wasn't really, to me, I wouldn't say Kevin Samuels was really like red pill. He was more just like self-improvement. He was more like self-improvement. But I think what ends up happening is a lot of times when you start a movement, it gets hijacked. And then they turn it into something toxic and blame game and pointing fingers. Because even Kevin Samuels, he wasn't even talking about all men. He was talking about a certain caliber and a certain level of men for the most part. But when the other men would call in, he'd be like, hey, you need to get your shit together, get in shape, get a better job, make more money, blah, blah, blah. He was giving the same raw, uncut advice to men and women. It's just that he became more popular and went more viral when he was talking to the women. Derrick Jackson. That's his name. Derrick Jackson, the whole fraud. Yeah, he was really a fraud. Derrick Jackson. I mean, his whole internet persona went away once he got caught with that bullshit because he was on the internet faking. The market is going to always snuff you out. You're not going to be able to... Look, you can fool some of the people some of the time. No. It's you can fool all of the people some of the time, or some of the people all of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. It just don't work like that. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Says nigga made a huge bag. I already read that. Yeah, boy said we got footage. Layla Ali was throwing that thing at Joshua too. All them ladies was all over Anthony Joshua, big soft self. Anthony Joshua's soft. Maybe I'm just biased against UK guys. I mean, he's standing up there with all of those muscles. He got his shirt off. He all chiseled. But I just can't get over him being with a group of guys on the beach with their shirts off with a monkey on his shoulder. I mean, I just can't unsee it. I just can't unsee it. I just can't unsee it. Says left all out now too since she started talking crazy about IB, and he had every right to go back at her. But that's what I'm saying though. That's what this is my thing about when men say that, right? I hear men keep saying, well, the men on this app in my chat, the two centers, if somebody do something to you, it's okay however they respond because you did something to them. To me, that's childish. I don't think it's okay for you to just do whatever the fuck if somebody did something to you or hurt your feelings. Because when I always use an example, if you cheat on your girl and then she come to your job, cause a scene, slash your tires, get you fired, was that okay for her to do? Because you hurt her feelings? Because I don't think it's okay to ruin a man's life because he hurt your feelings. I don't believe in that. Not in that way. Maybe something a little bit more subtle, like mess up his credit or something. But you're going to go to his job and slash his tires and make a scene, get him fired and all this other shit because he cheated on you. Like, move on. But apparently, men don't think that way. They think that if somebody come at you, it's okay. If somebody hurt your feelings, if somebody do something you don't like, it's okay for you to respond however you want to respond. Thank y'all for letting me know. Thank y'all for letting me know. He said they definitely killed Kevin Samuels. No bullshit. He was really cooking. No, I don't think they killed Kevin Samuels, Big Supreme. And let me tell you why. Kevin Samuels, and I said this, I think I told my husband this. Every time I seen Kevin Samuels, he was drinking a Red Bull. Every video, everything, every time I seen Kevin Samuels, he was drinking a Red Bull. And I told my husband, he better leave them Red Bulls alone or he's going to have a fucking heart attack. When that bottle say Red Bull gives you wings, they not playing. They're not playing. So allegedly, he was doing coke and drinking Red Bulls. And ain't no telling what else he was taking. And I believe he had a heart attack. Could it have been set up? Could they have sent the woman to him, the drug, whatever? Maybe. But consider the fact that I've been seeing Kevin Samuels since I started watching Kevin Samuels drinking Red Bulls every day. And he probably was drinking multiple Red Bulls every day. That's not healthy at all. Do not fool with them energy drinks, them monster drinks. I don't drink none of that. If I want some energy, I'm going to go get some good old caffeine. And I can't even drink too much caffeine because then I get sleepy. But I digress. Shout out Kevin Samuels, RIP. Yeah, but I actually like Kevin Samuels. And I love listening to his shows because they were so funny. Oh my God. Women are insane. They are insane. They like, the men are insane too, but Jesus. Says if I'm not mistaken, Kevin was going in on the brothers too at one point. He didn't just go in on the sisters. He went in on everybody. He started off with the men, but he went viral with the women. That's what like blew him up. Yeah, he used to go in on the men. Kevin Samuels was talking about fixing the black nuclear family structure and exposing the government involvement in killing the black family unit. Man, that shit is already exposed. We already know that, Big Supreme. He wasn't, that ain't new. The problem is broke niggas thought Kevin Samuels was talking to them. He wasn't talking to y'all. He wasn't talking to y'all. Bub say Kevin Samuels' message was off. It was a gold diggerish attitude. His definition of how value man was off, but to each his own. Yeah. I get that. I get it, right? The nuances of that. But I'm just saying his message as a whole, right? His message as a whole, or at least what I got from it, was just be improved, be better. Now, when he got to the, oh, you making this much and this, she need to do this and you can do that. Like all of that's subjective. You get with whoever you get with and y'all work that out, whatever boundaries and shit y'all want to set in your relationship. But as far as the overall message and the entertainment value of it, I thought it was a pretty good job. And at the time, it was something like new. It was something new. Because like I said, you had the Derek Jacksons of the world that was out there just being womanizing and manipulating and doing all of that. Mr. Greg said, I remember when he first started, he was about men improving themselves. That was what his podcast focused on. A woman called in to be judged and it went viral and that changed his show. Yep. Kevin Samuels was a motivation for me to pick up a second job and grind harder. I used to watch him and when he was just a cologne guy. Shout out to Gap 2 Games. And honestly, y'all, I ain't gonna say that. I like Kevin. He's still doing the same content, has a big following. Women still support him. Who's still doing the same content? Not Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels ain't doing the same content. I can guarantee you that. Man, Anthony Joshua ain't no new black. Anthony Joshua couldn't even make it in Texas when he was training with Derrick James. He had to go back to the UK. He couldn't even make it in the States. He too soft. He couldn't even make it in the States. He barely made it through training camp with Derrick James. You have a bias for Wilder. Probably so you dislike AJ. Oh, let me clear this up too for y'all, because I'm glad you brought that up, Frito, because I get that a lot, right? I'll say something that I think, and then they'll say, oh, that's because you don't like such and such. Let me clarify this for y'all, because it seems as though a lot of y'all base y'all decisions on how you feel about another man. I don't do that. Me not liking AJ don't got shit to do with Deontay Wilder. I don't even understand why the two is correlated. Now, Wilder is one of my favorite fighters, don't get me wrong. But that don't got nothing to do with me not liking AJ. Now, I don't even it's not like I dislike AJ, but I just don't like AJ. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm just disliking him to where I just got some bad shit or something to say. I don't like his fighting style. I don't like. I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like AJ. You know, you just don't like people. I just don't like it.
You don't like soft ass niggas.
My husband talking about you don't like soft ass niggas. I really don't.
That's what it is.
And he's so big
and soft.
I just don't. And on top of that, I'm not really too fond of the UK guys because the UK. I met some good UK guys. Like seriously, for real. But the ones I've interacted with the most, we beef. We got a problem. Like they have a problem with smart, intellectual women in the UK. I don't know what it is, and they the dumbest niggas. And they got a problem. I'm not gonna generalize all of them, but the ones I've met on this app, that has been my experience. Yeah, I remember when they was in the UK. Everybody was walking past Floyd. That was so humbling for Floyd. I should have seen Floyd's face. He was like, "What the hell?" Say, I don't think it's okay, but I would blame the female either. Don't play with people's emotions because you don't know how people will respond. It's not about. It's both. It's you not playing with people's emotions because you don't know how they're going to respond. And it's you working on how you going to respond when people do play with your emotions. People fuck with me all the time for no reason. I lie to you not. You know how many people I would have slapped the shit out of if it was okay for me to respond any type of way because they did something to me? I would literally be locked up. Because for some reason, people think that they can play with me because I'm mature. That's really what it is. Because I'm a mature person, people think they can play with me. And I handle it. I don't got to slap them. I don't got to yell. I don't got to scream. Y'all seen me have real life beefs on this internet. And how did I handle it? How did I handle it? How did it end up? Big Supreme talking about my hands is bisexual, civil rights and equal lefts. Kevin Samuels had a young chick getting busy and couldn't keep up. Man, he probably had Red Bull, a gas station pill, cocaine, ecstasy. Ain't no telling what. And he ain't that young to be doing all that. No, but if you hit someone, you should be ready for repercussions. And Boxing Hacker say he had too many honey packs. Boxing Hacker, what you know about a honey pack? He did have a heart attack. Yeah, drinking 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day ain't nothing like drinking them Red Bulls, bro. Go read it's the sugar, the caffeine is egregious in those Red Bulls. Like it should be in the monster drinks, bro. Oh, he was a cancer survivor and he already had to take heart medication from the chemo. I feel like the escort tried to hit him with the drop game and he had a bad reaction. I don't know what the drop game is, Gap 2 Games. You're going to have to expound on that. How you dislike Andrew Tate but like Kevin Samuels? Who dislike Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate seemed like a nerd that just came into some money and he just turned into a womanizer. That's what I get from Andrew Tate. Man, Kevin Samuel was off. He telling these females to get a successful man. Bruh, you ain't never met a faithful, successful nigga. Who haven't? Whoa. Them words don't even go together. What? From Tiger Woods to Jordan, to get her. No, listen. Successful men, I ain't talking about entertainers and athletes. A lot of them ain't wasting their energy trying to sneak and cheat around with other women, honestly, a successful, you talking about some ultra rich niggas? Okay, maybe them. They like to sit around and mess with hoes all day. That's what they like to do with their money. But a successful man, just somebody with a 6-figure job, decent family, kids, all the men ain't just out here cheating. It's men out here with integrity. It's men out here that don't want to be fooling around with a whole bunch of women. Simply, they don't got time where they just don't want to. If you drink Red Bull, definitely leave them alone. A heart attack waiting to happen. I already know. Anytime I see somebody drinking them energy drinks every day, them Monsters, them Red Bulls, I even kind of side eye people that drink coffee all day, but I'm like, okay, cool. That's your drug of choice, caffeine. But those Red Bulls, y'all remember when they used to sell, what was they called? Them Fort Locos? And I think they had to make them illegal because it was something about the alcohol and the sugar and the caffeine or something. Alcohol and caffeine. The caffeine makes you able to ingest more alcohol. And the college students was like getting alcohol poisoning and all kind of stuff that was going on with them Fort Locos. Maybe I'm showing my age with that one, but I don't know if y'all remember that. Kevin Samuels was gaining serious traction and developing a big following that was threatening the current zeitgeist. You know what I did notice though, Big Supreme? They did have an issue with the whole like red pill movement. Like they were having like a real issue with that. That was at the time where like the whole transgender thing was like becoming big and the whole like, I don't know. It was just weird. It's just weird. But yeah, they was tripping about that. What defines how value though? 80K, 100K, 120K, what? Well, they were saying, quote unquote, high value is a man that earns over 6 figures. Now, where the logic is flawed, in my opinion, or where a lot of people can view it as flawed, is a lot of this is based off how much money you make, which I can see, you know, depending on how much money you make says a lot about you, right? And the level that you may be on with your thinking and the things that you do. But where it's flawed at is just thinking because you make this certain amount of money, you've reached this high value, quote unquote, status, when really that's not the character you really portraying. That's not who you really are. Like these things that he's describing as how high value. Okay, boom, you check off the income box, but what else do you check off of here? And I think that that's where, in my opinion, the message was getting lost. Because I make 100K, I deserve bop. Hold on. Okay, you make 100K, but what about the other things on the checklist? Are you in shape, nigga? Are you fun? What do you say? You gotta be, what do you say, baby? Fun, fit, and feminine? Are you fun and fit, nigga? Are you insecure? Do you act like a little biatch? Like, do you check off all the boxes also? Not just make 100K. And to me, that's where it just everything start getting mixed up, because how hard is it to make 100K really? You know what I'm saying? So in different area codes, access successful men wives. Trump, Epstein, all of them got hoes. Nigga, Trump and Epstein, nigga, how much money does Trump and Epstein make? It ain't no 100K. It ain't no 150K. Nobody listening to my voice right now is talking to anybody on Epstein and Trump's level. High value man is more about character traits and attributes versus a set income. Exactly, Big Supreme. That's exactly what I just said. That's you said it. That was very well articulated. The men kept missing the character message. Like they kept skipping out on that part and was like, "Oh, I make 100K. That means I can have multiple women and woo woo woo." Like you missing the character part of that. That's why he said entertainers and athletes, he didn't count them. He really didn't count them, because he like, when you're an entertainer and you're an athlete, you ain't really working on your character like that. You don't have to work on your character, be a better person to get to a position. You're getting there because of your talent, or because you let Diddy bend you over at a party. Whichever way, maybe both. So that was the difference to me. And that's when I seen the message start getting mixed up. And then it just turned into some gender wars. So if I make 40K, I'm high value. Best, that's not true. Big Supreme, regardless of my traits and attributes. Yes, Frito, you can make 40K and be high value. The only thing you're not checking off the box is the income. And if the other things you've checked off, I'm sure if you're making 40K now, you're working towards making more. So yes, that would make you a high value man. You're not a high value man just because you have the money, and you're not a high value man just because you don't have the money. Because if you have the traits and the attributes, eventually you will get to the money.
You gotta grow into.
Come on, bro. High value man is a mindset. There's too many variables and nuances to say 120K makes a man high value. You can be a parvenu, which is why an arrogant nigga can buy a Wrath or a Bugatti. A Wraith or a Bugatti. Still low class. Exactly. AJ is a successful man and he got hoes, LOL, at his fingertips. AJ just made 50 million, 70, 80, 90 million dollars in one night, bro. We're not talking about them. We're not talking about those guys. We're not talking about those guys. He's beyond successful. He's making tens of millions of dollars in one night. I'm not talking about those guys. Of course they gonna have hoes. At that level, who else are they really talking to, honestly?
You can't trust none of these hoes.
Come on, man. 2 cents. Tell Mr. 2 Sets to say louder for the people in the back. Big Supreme, you can't be high value living paycheck to paycheck. Bro. Frito, listen to me. If you ain't making the income and you're checking out, you meet all these other nuances and things we're talking about to be high value, you're not gonna be living paycheck to paycheck long. You're definitely not high value if you're not trying to be better and you continue to live paycheck to paycheck. Of course not. Let me drop the link. There was a UK youngster who wanted to fight me on Ross's channel and another time on Marty's channel. They are soft as a baby's bottom. Thank you, Mr. Greg. These UK guys, I'm telling you. Some tea and crumpet ass niggas, man. I can't get with it. Maybe they are looking for high value women. Not the big back bonnets you get in the hood. Some people like big back bonnets though. Some people like big back bonnets. Fredo. Whatever your name is. Coffee is just hot water mixed with dirt and people are addicted to it. Nah, bro. I don't know where you get that from. Boxing Hacker. Shout out Boxing Hacker in the building.
Yo, what's up, 2 Cent? What's up?
Let me get your intro. Hold on, I got you.
All the claps. There we go.
Man, Boxing Hacker, I just read this. If I drink listen, let me tell y'all the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my friend had, I don't know what her sister had. They hosted some event or something. And she had it was sponsored by an energy drink company. And she had all these energy drinks left over. Woo, woo, woo. And so I knew, because I used to try to drink energy drinks in college, but I really couldn't because I just be all jittery and crazy. So I knew I shouldn't be fooling with it. But she had gave me a case of them. I was like, I'm just going to drink this case and da-da-da, right? Boxing Hacker. I drunk that can of whatever it was. I can't even remember the name of it. And I felt like I was going to explode. It was the worst experience I've ever had with an energy drink. I've never drunk an energy drink after that.
Red Bulls mess me up, man. If I drink one Red Bull, my heart starts to beat. I'm like, what the hell? I don't know how people be drinking multiple of those drinks.
Man, it's I felt like it was like my inside was just moving fast and speed, and even though I was sitting still, I felt like I was still moving. Shout out Mr. Greg and Paid in Full on the panel. What's your 2 cents, Box Hacker? What you got for the show?
Yo, salute to you, 2 cents. Well, first off, about that high value thing, I think it is based solely on money, though. I think it's the mindset. High value is defined as somebody, a 6-figure person, a 6-figure male.
But you got to be more than, so you can be high value, making 6 figures and be 300 pounds. No.
Yeah, technically. Right. It wasn't based on you just being the perfect guy. It was just based on monetary. And I think it came about because I guess women value the monetary aspect of a male the most. So, and then they figure if you make 6 figures, that's a mean that you're living well, even though it's not, because it's really based on how much you owe versus how much you make, but yes, I think it's only based on the worth of the person.
So let me ask you a question. So how can you say, a woman is just want you for your, not you in general, but I'm saying, how can you say a woman just wants you for your money or something of that nature when your value is based off how much you make? If your value is based off how much you make, then yeah, I want you for your money, nigga. That's your value. So what is the problem?
Yeah, so that's how it works out, right? So like,
So what then? What are
so that's
niggas
why they don't have
complaining
a high value woman. You know, like high value towards males, right? Because males normally don't look for like, because like in the ideal household, I guess culturally, males are the ones who pay for everything, so they don't look for like the woman that's like high value. You know, like they look at other aspects like attractiveness or and personality versus like women are more like how what do you provide her? Like what do you provide to me? You know, it's just like I mean that's their concept of it. You know, but it's
so
definitely
this
based on monetary. It's not based on like if your whole life is doing good, then you're high value. No, then nobody will ever be high value,
what do you mean nobody will be high value?
right? Because nobody can live a perfect. There's always something wrong somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
Mr.
mean
Greg,
that's just the way it works. You know, but go ahead.
well, I mean, according to you, boxing, if me being high value is only based off how much money I make, which means my value is tied to my income. If a woman wants a man that's high value, that means she wants you because of how much money you make, because that's your value. So
Yeah,
if that's the case, what is niggas sitting on the internet crying about?
yeah, they shouldn't be crying, right? I don't think people should be
Exactly.
crying. Yeah, I
Exactly.
don't believe in that. But like when you hear like these little talk shows, like a lot of the women come up there that say, you know, they want a man that can like the biggest thing is how much a man can provide for them, you know. And you know, it's always that conversation like, well, you need to do this and this to get like a high value man. A high value man is somebody you would think that can provide for you, you know. But I did want to point out something you said earlier, you know, not to derail the conversation about that AJ and Tank comparison, how you said like people are a little bit hypocritical of like you know nobody like scrutinizes AJ for fighting Jake Paul, but they scrutinize Tank. AJ and Tank are two different people, like and they're two different people in two different weight classes in two different parts of their career. You know, like AJ has like 6 losses. He's actually a heavyweight, just like Jake Paul. You know, so at least it's like a real fight. Tank is undefeated, and he has like contemporaries he still needs to face off with, and then he's a 135 pounder. So like it's a real fight versus a fake fight. You know, so I think that's why you see people can scrutinize like criticize Tank for taking that fight. Like it doesn't make any sense because they're so far different. The difference in the way is so drastic they can't even like sanction it. You know, and but the difference between AJ and Jake Paul, at least they're both heavyweights. You know, and AJ is like 1 foot out the door anyway. You know, so I leave there.
All right, Mr. Greg, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Listen, since I was a young boy, really, in terms of your value, money is only a small portion of it. Big Supreme was closer to the mark than anything else. Yes, your ability to earn is a part of you and it's a part of your value, but your values also is in your character and what you bring to your community, what you can do for your family, what you can do for your wife and children, and more importantly, how other men see you. Do they respect you? Do they have any kind of admiration for you? Can you teach them anything? Those are where your values come in because you can lose money, but when you have integrity, when people respect you, when people are willing to listen to you and follow you, more importantly, that's when your value is really measured. Now, if I want to get married, well, I am married, but if I wanted to get married and I need to be able to also provide and even protect uh, the woman whose father is going to allow me to marry her. So, yes, then the amount of money that you have or the amount of assets that you bring to the table to provide, that was part of it. But also, what do you do to get the money? That's the other thing that has to be explored and understood. So I understood why Kevin separated athletes and entertainers. I understood why even drug dealers or criminals who make 6, 7, 8 figures are also excluded. Your money has to be honest because that's where the value is. Because dishonest money doesn't stay around. You'll lose it sooner or later, and as well as your freedom at some point in time. So when you talk about high value, all of those components have to come into play. Do you want a beautiful woman, but she done laid up with everybody in your neighborhood and at your job, or do you want one who's a gem, who's a rarity? Those are the kind of things that bring value to a woman or a man for that matter. Do you want a man who you can go in a room and every girlfriend, every all your girlfriends has been with him? So that's another thing. Yeah, men will cheer each other for that, but that doesn't bring you any real value. So when I hear that you got to make 6 figures, 6 figures is really, to be quite honest, it's not hard to do. It never has been. It's just whether you're willing to do it. I think somebody just said they got a second job. They probably, let's just say both of those jobs paid 50,000 a year. That's your 6 figures right there. Or if you're smart and you've done some, even though just marginal investing, that's investment income plus your job. Again, it's easy to get 6 figures. You just have to put the work in. So that doesn't make your value. It's how people see you and how people respect you, how people admire you, and most importantly for men, will other men follow you? Can you lead them? That's where your value will really come from. So I'll land my plane with the high value stuff. I like AJ getting all the play. That was funny with Alicia, and I think I just heard that Layla was trying to put her hat in the ring as well, and I think that's good for ego. I think that's good for lightheartedness, something to gossip about, I guess, if you will. Um, the other thing about that fight, this fight, I think, finally should illustrate to people who don't know any better that you cannot play boxing because that's what Jake Paul has been doing with these old aging athletes. He's been playing boxing and he's been able to win because they were old, knowing that athletes of any kind have always still have the big ego and one more shot at glory and probably some money as well. Maybe or just won it. So he knew the likelihood of him winning, plus the way those contracts are alleged to be written, were very high. But he foolishly decided to try to actually be a fighter or be a boxer this time with a real fighter. And we see what it got him. He was playing, but the punch wasn't no play punch. So I think he's learned that lesson. Let's see what he does the next couple of months after he heals up. I heard he's retiring from boxing, but you hear all kind of stuff. But yeah. Oh, the other thing I did say with Kevin, and I already said how I first really actually met Kevin. I didn't get to know him really. A few years ago, and I put that in the chat, there was a podcast with Kirby Allison and a few other guys who do podcasts about clothing and men's lifestyle. We were talking about bespoke suits and shoes. And Kevin, at that time, he was doing image promotion, that kind of stuff. And that's how I first met him. And that's how I actually came to see his podcast when he was talking about brushing up your image and men dressing better, learning how to do things, being more attractive to women and being more useful, developing your skill sets to earn more money, those kinds of things. So that's why he actually started. So I saw the day that the girl called and she wanted to be rated. He didn't do that on purpose. That girl called in, woman, I would say, called in, and she was young, but she wanted to be rated. And because he did do this as a living at the time, her rating was very low. And it went viral, and women just went ballistic. How dare you, talk about, as you were saying, talk about this woman and so forth and so on. But that changed the direction of his show because then women were calling in. Some women were calling in and actually wanted to talk. Some, a lot of them, as a matter of fact, called in and just wanted to challenge him. And so he made shows just like you created 2 Cents After Dark when we were talking separately, somewhat from your other two shows. He did the show called All the Smoke. And so women was calling in because they were mad about something he had said somewhere along the line. And that's kind of how that show took off. And of course, it took on a life of its own. And, there were people who had problems with what he was saying and how he said it and the tone and so forth and so on. But I think, like you, it's nice to hear somebody who's even tempered and can look and listen through all the noise and see. I mean, you don't have to agree with everything anybody says, including him. But a lot of what he said, a great deal of what he said, made absolute sense. And he bought receipts. He bought numbers. He didn't just pull something out of the air. But when you get triggered, be you a male or a female, because you don't like something that has been said and it's true, but you don't like the way it was told, you won't hear the message as well as you should. You'll hear something else. You'll hear something negative. He doesn't like women. He hates women, or he hates black women. But there were white women who came called on that show too, that he had to sometimes straighten out. Sometimes they called and made sense. There were Latino women. There were Asian women. And sometimes some men called, as you said again, who had something to say negative against him, and he had to deal with that too. Just like when people challenge you on some of these boxing podcasts, you on there, they know you know what you're talking about. They still gonna challenge you. They may not even like what you said. So what? This is why you have the democracy of the internet, because everybody does actually have a right to say what they feel or what they think they know or what they do know. So anyway, I'll land there so I don't take up all the time, and that's what I'm offering for the moment. Hello.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I didn't hear you.
Okay.
I thought I'd
All right. You finished, Mr. Gray? Let me let Paid in Full go.
Yeah.
Paid in Full, what you got for the show? Paid, you on mute. Hello?
Yeah, maybe you want to take a bathroom break or something, you know? Hey, paid in quarters. Pick up, buddy.
All right, but panel open.
Yeah. But about the whole AJ thing, I don't think Jake Paul played boxing, you know. It's sort of like you watch like Dominic Brazil get knocked out in the second, or first round, you know, doesn't mean he didn't train for the fight. You know, I think Jake Paul took the fight serious. I just think it wasn't good enough, you know. It takes a lot to get over somebody with that much of more advanced than you are, you know.
So
I think a lot of these guys do train hard for it.
And that's why he playing boxing hacker.
He playing boxing hacker.
And that's why he playing. You just said it.
You just get in the ring. You don't know what he trained.
No, we're not gonna change the definition. So you can come up here.
Yeah, hear me? Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, go ahead, Paige. What you got?
No, I'm good, bro. I just wanted to see if y'all can hear me. Somebody in this car, so I don't know if it messed it up or not.
Oh, it was on you.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, okay. This is the bottom line, boxing hacker. You can feel however you want to feel about it. You got your 2 cents. But this is why people saying he playing boxing. You don't have no business in the ring with an Olympic unified heavyweight champion. No, you have no business in the ring with him. Period. You probably shouldn't even be sparring him. You feel me? Like you shouldn't even be sparring him. So you're playing. He would have been better off scripting that fight. How about that?
No, I mean it was definitely like a risk to take that fight in general. You know, it was definitely a risk. But I mean, if you think about it, a lot of fighters shouldn't be in ring certain fighters.
No. It was dumb. It wasn't a risk. It was dumb.
It was crazy. But hey, he took the shot, man. Yeah,
him fighting Tank would have been dumb. Him fighting any top. See, him fighting in a way would be dumb. Him fighting any top elite fighter, period, is dumb.
He was ranked though. I think he was
him
ranked.
fighting Bam Rodriguez would be dumb.
No.
I don't care how small you go, it's dumb. He got no business in the ring with an elite fighter.
Saying you do know Jake Paul can fight,
Donaire would be dumb.
Wait, bro,
he's too small. This guy, just because you can box, the weight differential is way too much for those guys.
How can you say he can fight, boxing hacker?
You don't think Jake Paul can fight?
No.
Hold on, Frito. Jake didn't have no business to since he just went to decision with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, 80 years old, and Mike Tyson clearly said he got paid to not beat Jake Paul last.
No.
And Mike Tyson was pulling punches in the ring. I seen him doing it. Mike Tyson could have knocked Jake Paul ass out. Y'all stop playing.
That's Mike Tyson's not the same brother no more. He had blood transfusion too.
He don't gotta be the same brother. He still could have knocked Jake Paul's ass out. Y'all playing? Did you see AJ just break his jaw? Mike Tyson would have knocked Jake Paul's head off his shoulders if he swung and hit Mike Tyson with one of them hooks.
Mike Tyson's like a grandfather.
Power is the last thing to go.
Yeah, but that went.
And Mike still had power. What are you talking about?
I don't know, Tuesday. I think Mike Tyson also had blood transfusion, so I was surprised he made it to the ring.
What that got to do with his power?
He didn't pull. He just couldn't throw the punches.
No, he pulled them.
He pulled those punches.
No. I don't think so. I don't think so, guys.
I know you guys.
The vision of Mike Tyson.
Everybody was saying it. Everybody saying Mike Tyson was pulling punches, but you hacker.
No, he just couldn't pull the trigger. There's a difference.
So, are you saying Mike was lying when he said it was scripted for him not to knock Jake out? Are you saying? I don't remember him
saying that. I don't remember him saying. I never heard him say that fight was scripted. I don't remember him saying that fight was scripted at all.
Well, as I've told you many times before, do a little bit of homework. You'll find out. Either way, that's just like saying when George Foreman knocked out Michael Moore. How old was George then? And those were two real.
He was in the 40s, wasn't he?
Yes.
That's different.
No,
Mike Tyson is his late 50s.
It's an age fighter who still had power. That's what I'm saying.
You can still have power, but like you Father Time is undefeated. Like
at that age, wasn't fast.
At that age, you ain't doing much more.
But that punch wasn't.
You see Mike Tyson, he was cutting the ring off. He was right in front of Jake Paul. What are you talking about, boxing hacker?
But he couldn't pull the trigger anymore.
Because he couldn't knock him out because it was agreed not to. What are you talking about? He couldn't pull the trigger.
Mike Tyson is one of the most skilled heavyweights ever.
Oh my God.
I kid you not, he's one of the most, skilled, not just power. His skill set is crazy. Like most fighters today can't mimic Mike Tyson. They can mimic all the other, like Floyd and other fighters, but it's very hard to mimic Mike Tyson's style because it was engraved into him like endlessly while he was
What
training.
Does any of what you're saying got to do with Mike Tyson pulling his
The
punches?
Mike Tyson of today isn't the Mike Tyson of yesterday. He couldn't pull a trigger. That's all it was.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? He couldn't pull the trigger, boxing hacker.
In boxing, when you can't pull a trigger, like you're just not able to throw your punches like you could. That's just all it is. It happens when you get older. That happens to you. It's normal for boxers. Once they get older, they just can't throw punches like they used to.
Bro, how would you know, nigga? You never even talk.
All right. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Mike Tyson, I was literally in the boxing gym having this conversation today. Like everybody and people don't know. Like once you reach a certain age, you ain't pulling the trigger like you used to.
There's certain things that you're gonna be slower at.
Even releasing your punches, you ain't gonna be releasing like you used to.
There's a lot of things you're not going to do. I will agree with you on that. But Mike was pulling punches back. Mike could have hit Jake.
So you don't see this punch right here where he could have knocked Jake ass out right here?
You
didn't see that, boxing hacker?
He hesitated 2 cents.
He pulled the punch. Exactly. That's pulling your punches.
He pulled the punches.
It wasn't on purpose. He hesitated.
It was so.
What the hell? So wait a minute. This is diabolical. So you think Mike Tyson pulled the fight but AJ couldn't pull the fight. What are we talking about? If this guy would fight AJ, a young AJ, big as hell, you don't think he can fight Mike Tyson?
Boxing hacker, fuck what you talking about. Look at the video.
Right. That same shit happened in the Tyron Woodley fight.
So Tyrone got paid to get. They don't pull a trigger. That's just not pulling the trigger, guys. That's all it is.
Yes, that nigga got paid to get knocked the fuck out. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
It's those fights were exhibitions.
This dude crazy, bro.
Oh,
but Jake Paul
I don't
think enough to believe that he could actually fight a real fighter who's still pretty much in his prime, because he thought AJ was shot because AJ had lost a few fights. He doesn't have the conditioning, the training, development, or the mindset that fighters have, because they've gone through stages from amateur to recreation boxing to training, and they moved up the ranks. Jake Paul doesn't have any of those.
He finna knock Jake. Look, he about to knock Jake Paul ass out right here.
Yeah.
With a jab.
This is not 2 cents. This is not the Mike Tyson of old.
I
wish it's like us watching Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. when he was young, just coming out the
boxing
Olympics.
hacker. None of that is relevant to what we're talking about right now.
You have to let
why do you keep repeating that? We heard you say it the first 3 times. Listen, he
that
almost just knocked out right here with a jab. Look. Bow. About to knock Jake Paul ass out with a jab.
And then what's the name had also Floyd when he fought his brother Logan. He had Logan knocked out damn near on his feet, and Logan told him, "Come on, champ, take it easy. It's just an exhibition."
I'm gonna tell y'all this. Jake Paul can fight. I don't know what people are talking about. The brother can fight. He's not elite, of course not, right? Because he's only been boxing for some years, but you can tell that he's put a lot of effort and work into his boxing. He can fight. The kid can fight.
But he's not an elite level fighter.
Yeah, he's not elite. Yes.
He's not a professional fighter.
We got Blue Hustle Man on the panel.
What's happening, Blue Hustle Man?
What's good, everybody? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Queen. No, Jake Paul's, he's a professional boxer. You know, you could be a professional boxer. You could be
hold on, Blue Hustle Man, not to cut you off. Boxing hacker, watch this while Blue Hustle Man talking. Go ahead, Blue Hustle Man.
2 things, you gotta let go of this fairy tale, man.
So Jake Paul is a professional boxer. You know, you could be a professional boxer with 1 fight. So he is a professional boxer. I just like to bring logic to the table. That's all it is. So that doesn't mean that you are elite. That doesn't mean that you're mediocre. That doesn't mean that you're average, you're great, you're good. What it means is you're a professional, and whatever your skill level is, that's what you are. So I want to say something. It's very interesting, you know. So I like how you guys were showing somebody pulling punches. If you go to the fight that was just recently had between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, there's a situation where I felt like Anthony Joshua, before he KO'd him, he pulled his punch to a certain extent because he thought about it, but then he released, and then he just said, "You know what? I'm doing it." So Jake Paul, it was at his side of the corner. Logan Paul was in Anthony Joshua's corner, talking mad stuff to him. Really make big stuff to him. You know what I'm saying you lost every round, this and that and the third. He was recorded in a post-fight. He did a post-fight interview, and he said, "Man, I said some nasty stuff to him and before the 6th round, and then he went out there and you know what I'm saying, KO'd my brother." But did you guys see that AJ's being fined $43 million?
For what?
I thought that was for taxes.
No, it's not taxes. If he's supposed to be getting 92 million, right? 92 or 93, correct?
Right.
Okay. So taxes, because every state, with every state, but the state that they were at, it's 11%. So 11% of 92 or 93 is a little bit under, it's under 11 million. So it doesn't add up. Now, out of that, he's losing 50. He's losing 43 million, and that's a cover up. They can't say suing because if they sue, then you know it's an actual scripted fight. You see what I'm saying? So they have to say fine.
Wait,
Now,
repeat that, bro. What
so
happened?
so
So,
I'm
so
I'm
what is the
trying.
fine for though? Well, let me look it
This
up.
is
What
what
is
I'm
the
trying to say. The fine is because he went off script. See, AJ didn't have to. So well,
who's
Jake Paul didn't
fining
have to
him?
go. So no, it's the MVP.
So
How
they
can
MVP
they
is fighting.
that be a fine? Who the
Hold
fuck
on
is
one
MVP
second.
give me a
Hold on
fine?
one second. My phone's calling and my daughter's out here, so I don't want to have all this. Hold on one second, guys. Please,
Okay,
please, thank you.
I'm about to
I
go. I'm about to Google
respond
it
to
again.
what he just said.
Uh huh.
You can't that fight. That fight was sanctioned, is my understanding. So
Yeah.
even if the fight was sanctioned, let's just say that was his first professional fight because it was sanctioned. Did it look like he could fight? Did it look like he could box? No, it didn't look like.
Who's that?
I'm talking about Logan, Jake Paul rather. If
Yeah.
that fight was sanctioned, so I'll go
Mhm.
with that.
No,
That
I
was
think that was an exhibition.
so that was an exhibition as well.
Yeah, the
Then
Mayweather one was the
Yeah.
exhibition.
That
This
was
one
a
was
I,
a
question.
I'm talking about with AJ.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a sanctioned fight.
Right.
Did it look like
So
he could fight?
that was his first sanctioned fight then. So
No, he had
no,
one
No,
with
no, no. He
like
had a
he
sanctioned
got like
fight.
6 fights. He got like
Yeah,
six professional
he's
fights.
ranked.
that was
He's ranked.
sanctioned.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Okay.
ranked.
Okay. All right.
yeah. While Blue Awesome comes back. So do you guys remember what Sugar Ray said when he retired? The reason why he
Which
retired?
time?
Sugar Ray Leonard. So Sugar Ray Leonard
No,
said
which time?
the last time after Hector Camacho.
Oh yeah, he should have. He shouldn't even took that fight.
Yeah. So the reason why Sugar Ray what Sugar Ray Leonard said, he said that it was a time he started thinking about his safety in the ring. You know. So basically, like, like when you're young and fighting, you don't really think, you think about just winning. But then he said he knew it was time to hang it up. But when he started like worrying about his safety, and if you remember the Hector Camacho's fight, like he couldn't pull a trigger either. It was the same thing. Hector Camacho will have a lot of trouble with a Sugar Ray Leonard of old, But the fight that he fought just couldn't pull a trigger. That's what happens when you get old. Like, it's not the same. Like, sparring boxing is not the same to you anymore. Just how
Boxing
it is.
Hacker, who
Nobody's
you heard say
arguing that.
couldn't pull the trigger? Because you didn't say that like 60 times
Yeah,
today. Who you heard say that?
you say the punch is the last thing to go. Pulling the trigger is the first thing to
A
go.
punching power.
Who you heard say pull the trigger? I ain't never heard you say that till today. And you
A
keep
lot of
saying
people-
it.
You know, he heard somebody say that.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
know
people
he
say
did.
it. You hear that sparring? You hear that, like, if you're going to amateur competition, you got to pull the trigger. They say it all the time. You gotta let your like fires. Like you start like once you get up to age, you ain't there no more. Like you consciously you can't do it like you used to when you're young. That's just all it is.
Well, all of that is nobody's
So
disagreeing with you that when you're older, you're going to slow down because your body is older, no matter how good of shape you keep it in. Nobody's disputing that. But we're saying your punching power is the last thing that goes. That's why I kind of used George Foreman, because he had been sitting out of the ring for a while before he did his comeback. But his power was still there. The punch he knocked Michael Moore out with was, you could see that coming and could have got a drink before it hit you. But it was still strong and powerful enough to put Michael Moore down, and he couldn't get up.
But you know the difference between George Foreman and Mike Tyson, right? George Foreman, his style was naturally like.
Not talking about style.
I'm talking about power too. Yeah. So when you look at the how they fight, George Foreman doesn't need all the athleticism to be winning, right? But Mike Tyson's power, Mike Tyson's a naturally small guy. His power comes from the way he does his rotations when he's like rotating, throwing his right hand to his hooks and stuff like that. It's how he does rotations. Is how he gets his power. His leverage uses to get his power from. If he slows down, that too starts to further away as well. So for Mike Tyson, or even certain fighters like that who use a lot of athleticism, when they get older, it affects them more like Roy Jones as well. Roy Jones wasn't like this technical fighter, but he had all this athleticism. So when he got old, he just couldn't do it no more. You know, versus Floyd Mayweather, who is highly technically sound. You know, Floyd can lose his speed, but he's so technically sound that like he can still do it to a certain degree. You know, so it's different for fighters like Mike and Roy.
Boxing Hacker, what the hell is you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. He just jaw jacking. He jaw jacking. He got a little intermission. He had a little intermission going until I got back. I appreciate you, Boxing Hacker. Let me go ahead and take the floor, man. Appreciate you, fam. Most definitely. You my guy for that, man. Helping me out, you know, while I was busy doing something, you know, getting your little bars off. My guy.
Yeah, you got it.
Nah, but anyways, man, check this out, y'all. So this is just okay. So MVP is suing, you know, they're not suing, they're fining him $43 million. So
where did you get? Hold on, I'm not one to be like sources.
Well, you said it was taxes. Hold on, you said it was taxes, right? You said you thought it was taxes, correct?
No, that's what I read about what you're getting talk. I read about something that it was supposed to be about taxes.
I'm about to ask ChatGPT.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is this: it can't be taxes. It doesn't add up. 92 million. You're not going to give up just towards taxes. You're not giving up dang near 45% to going towards taxes. It's just impossible. What I'm saying is, and in the state where it was, they're not doing that. You know, like if it was Florida, they have a luxury tax. You see what I'm saying? On top of the tax, but it can't be that. You see what I'm saying? So, it can't be that because that's 40. That's a lot of money. So if you have 11% we'll just say 92 or 93, doesn't matter. 11% of the, you know, taxes, if he was to pay, and if that's just truly what it was, that would be under $11 million.
But where are you getting 11% from?
Because if you look up the state, just Google the state taxes. That's what I want you to do right now. So you don't have to say I'm lying. So how about you do that? Google the state. Okay, so I'm saying if you feel like this, Google the state. You know what I'm saying? Where the fight took place, and then apply the taxes to the 92 million. Subtract it.
No, now we're gonna get into accounting. Okay. You're saying 11%. If I Google the state, but which tax am I looking for? Sales tax?
Okay, hold on. Not to cut y'all off, but I just Googled it. And it says no, Anthony Joshua didn't get fined, but he faced massive tax bills after his fight with Jake Paul in December 2025. Losing roughly $66 million to U.S. federal and UK taxes from his huge purse, were reports calling it a huge financial hit, not a penalty. He's subject to both U.S. taxes since the fight was in Florida and UK taxes on his global income, leading to significant deductions. I mean, why is this even news? Like, who didn't know he was going to have to pay taxes?
And UK taxes are.
But why do you have to pay UK taxes?
So how much do you think the UK taxes are?
UK taxes are. It says fight location earnings 93 million, US tax around 37%, UK tax owes UK tax on global income plus national insurance.
Man, he should just go back to Nigeria, man.
Hold on, you said they took 37%?
US did.
Oh, it's taxes? That's highway robbery. Like that doesn't even make sense. That's highway robbery.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense. So what I'm trying to, the reason why I'm saying, so hold on. This is the reason why I was saying what I was saying. The reason why I was saying what I was saying is because if check this out, because I told everybody this. I said, look, if AJ gets fined or gets sued, and I was thinking he gets sued if he KOs, you see what I'm saying? If he KOs Jake Paul. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it hurts his brand. Now this man has to come out there and make all, you know, basically eat crow. Oh man, I'm so sorry. He's become a meme. You see what I'm saying? So many different Paul? Yeah. I'm talking about Jake Paul. Hold
on, wait, Blue Husband. Let me ask you a question. How does Jake Paul get knocked out by a unified heavyweight hurt his brand?
Because it wasn't supposed to go like that. He was supposed to go to distance at least.
No, the fuck it wasn't.
Man.
If anything other than Jake Paul knocking out if anything other than Anthony Joshua knocking out Jake Paul, people would have not respected that fight at all because we would have known 100% it was scripted. There is no way that Anthony Joshua should not knock out Jake Paul. It was no way that could have happened. Jake
Okay,
Paul
so look,
done.
No, I got you. I see where you're coming from, and I'm not going. That's. I mean, this is all subjective right now because we're not right there to basically say what it is. So I'm not going to sit there and say you're wrong. I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is this, just in my personal
Everybody
opinion.
entitled to their own opinion over here, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. I believe, in my personal opinion, that this is what happens when he got knocked out. So now he's like, okay, cool. Look, you didn't follow the script. So therefore, we got to do what we got to do to save face so we don't get fined because you can get sued for that. You're messing with betting odds. You got people betting on this stuff. So if it's like that,
problem is right there.
You see what I'm saying?
But he's not fined anything, Blue Hustle, man. He didn't get fined anything.
Look, but hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. This just that doesn't mean I'm correct. I'm just telling you my opinion. So this is what I'm trying to get you to see.
All right.
Doesn't mean I'm correct. This is just my opinion. Just giving you another way of looking at it because we don't know. We can always we all we can do is form an opinion. So what I'm saying to you is since he got knocked out, and I believe it was a script, he went against the grain. Now he didn't have to go and say, "Hey, man, I need you as a dancing partner." You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to go to him. He could have delayed it again. You see what I'm saying? And then he could have found an opponent that will actually work with this stuff. But then when you go in there and you say, "Okay, I'm gonna move forward," and you're getting your cut of this, and if I like I said, I believe the script. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So since he went against the grain and the script, that's why they're like, okay, cool. You were getting paid this much to not knock me out, but it's not like that no more. Now you get this.
So here's a problem, Blue Hustle.
They got a contract, Blue Hustle, man.
Yeah, here's the problem with your conspiracy theory. So the problem is this, right? Like for you to sue, you have to have a reason why you're suing, right?
Well, that's why they didn't make it a sue. They said he's being fined. There's a difference. Because if you're suing, listen, if you're suing, I know what you're getting at. If you're suing, you're basically admitting that it's scripted. There's no reason why you should be. There's no reason why. But hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to my point. There's no reason for Jake Paul suing AJ. You see what I'm saying? There's no reason for it.
Right.
So you don't believe
you forced a fine, right? You still have
if otherwise it makes it look like listen to what I'm saying. Otherwise it makes it look like it is scripted. If he says if Jake Paul comes out and says, you know what, man, I'm about to sue this motherfucker. He KO'd me. And they're gonna be like, well, hold on, man. It was supposed to be a real fight, so that's part of the game. You can't sue him. You see what I'm saying? But if they find another alternative route to fine him to get money out of him, that's different. It keeps
Okay, hold on. Let me say this.
But go ahead, y'all.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead. What was y'all saying?
First of all, Blue Hustle, man, there is no fine. So we can still run with this, but there's no fine. Second of all, it's a contract. So they can't change how much they are paying them. They've already agreed to it.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's a contract. So they can't just be like, nah, you knocked me out. I ain't paying you this much. Nah, we got a contract. So you feel it's almost kind of like, unless you probably gonna do some street shit, like it's nothing you're gonna be able to do if I go against the script. Not legally or nothing like that.
Well, no, I understand that, but a contract is a contract. And in the contract that states that I'm gonna pay you this much for not knocking me out, and then you go knock me out.
But he already wouldn't have known what he gonna get paid if he knocked you out.
Yeah,
because it would be in the contract.
Well, this is not hold on. This is not this. We're not trying to figure out if he knew. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? If he knew he was going to, I'm just saying this on the strength.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. If he was going to get paid something different for knocking Jake Paul out, he would have known because he would have had to see it in the contract. You can't just spring that up on me.
I understand that. I understand that. Yeah, I understand.
But wait a minute.
It's like there is no spoon conspiracy theory, bro.
This was a sanctioned fight, is that correct?
Yes.
There can be no script, because if it's a sanctioned fight, but yet there's a side deal or a contract that dictates what takes place in the ring, everybody is going to get accused of criminal activity because now it's a fixed fight. If it's an exhibition fight,
exactly.
No, I mean that's correct.
This wasn't
And
an
the feds
exhibition
ain't
fight.
the
This was a
feds
single
ain't going for that
wrestling.
so
shit.
you can't fix it unless you're going to commit a criminal act.
Yep.
He did, and even if he was going to get fined a certain amount of money, which didn't happen, there's still going to be taxes paid, and that tax rate is correct with the DC with the U.S., but the British tax rate is pretty damn high too. I'm not sure what the number is, but it is very high. So this being fined half your purse because you went off script it's not going to really make sense because again, you're talking about a fixed fight now, and it's a sanctioned fight, so it's supposed to be for real. It's professional. I didn't know that this was the first. I thought this was the first sanctioned fight he had, but I just been told he had more than one. So none of those fights that were sanctioned were fixed, and had a script. You can't do that.
Allegedly.
I mean, you can't, but that's what I'm saying. Just like she says, allegedly, that's what it is. Like we don't know because we're behind closed doors. But this still doesn't mean it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. I already knew what you're saying. Like when you said that, I knew that already. But
no, I'm not saying.
I'm not saying. But I'm not. But hold on. I'm not. When I say it like that, I'm not saying that you're incorrect. What I'm saying is you're giving your opinion, and I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with it, brother.
I was just saying, how it would have to go. It would have to be a fixed fight. I would have been.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe it is. I believe it was scripted, and they got to save face, so they can't let anything off. They can't just come out there and say anything because it's all about words. When wordplay is real, when you that high in that level.
There is no.
But I'm not talking about. Listen. I'm not talking about a fine. I'm not talking about a fine. I'm just like, well, okay, well, I just want to know what's over these taxes. I want to know. I want to see the percentage of these taxes.
You see how much you win the lottery?
I mean, that's just a lot. You're losing that much. Brother. That's crazy. That's diabolical. That means why be a millionaire? Why be? But listen to me. Why be rich if you're losing half your profit? These people would not be doing that.
Taxes, bro. That's for poor people.
Yeah. What I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Why be rich? But then if they're not paying taxes, and you take over a little bit under half my money, that ain't cool to me. I don't even want to do the fight. I mean, well, I guess you could do the fight because you're only making a certain amount. Any money's better than that.
We all feel that way about taxes, but you still got to pay them, and they still high.
Yeah,
we were just talking about the.
I don't know. I just feel like it's scripted. That's just my personal opinion.
They paying in taxes. Y'all don't really know what they paying.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said. Because that doesn't make sense to me.
And so forth. Because
40-something million, that's a lot, man.
We were just talking about earlier about the 6-figure man, and we just used the lowest, which was 100,000. What do you think the tax rate is on that per year for a man making 100,000?
A lot.
It goes as high as 33%.
Yeah.
And that's just on a job that you're getting 100,000. Taxes are killers, which is why you have all kinds of tax shelters, which is why you don't get the money paid directly to you, which is why you get it put into your corporation, to your company, and find ways to use that money till you get to a point where you don't have to pay taxes. Making 6 figures. I mean, I think I'm sure it's a few people on these shows who have done that in terms of making that degree of money. Right. You learn that when you're in a higher tax bracket, that you have to do other kinds of things to reduce the amount of your taxes that you're going to be paying.
Well, I mean, that depends.
Everybody is trying to do that by now.
I mean, depends if you're doing like let's say you have an LLC, you have to do like one of those 1099s or something. That's when you really get hit.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing like a standard W2 type situation, you should be all right. Because all it is
when you're an employee. Hold on. When you're an employee, the government, before you even get your check, take that money out. Yeah. But when you're a business owner, LLC, or whatever you were just saying, 1099, you get all of your money You get to live your life, and then you
gotta pay
tell
back.
the government what you're going to pay based off of your income after your expenses. Then you pay your taxes.
It's worse. To me, it's worse actually.
It's not worth.
It's not.
It
It's
depends
not.
how you do it. No, it's 100%. I've
No,
been in
it
both
don't depend
situations.
on how
It
you do it.
depends
Then
how
you don't
do
even
it.
know what you was doing.
Yeah, I was about to say
Here's
that.
the difference.
If you
Because
think being a W-2 employee is better,
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
like it's
Six
easier.
figures?
It's easier. Well, I mean, better. It's easier.
Why can you don't know what the hell you talking about, bro?
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I've been in both situations. The reason why I say it's easier is that so when you get a tax return, you know what that is, right? Tax return is basically they took too much of your money, and they're just giving you back the amount they took over, right? And when you're paying your taxes, what you owe. If you don't pay taxes, yeah, it's good in the beginning, but unless you manage your money
Who
right
said
and do
don't
enough.
pay taxes though?
I
That's
know,
where you
No.
missed
If you have a 1099, they're not taking taxes out. They're not taking
But
taxes
you
out your
pay
clothes.
your own tax. Yeah, exactly. You get to
You
expense.
owe the government. You're not telling them what you're gonna pay back. You owe them. The only difference is you find ways like let's say you say like, oh, I pay for gas, or I use my house as
your
an
expenses.
office.
You
Yeah,
get to write off your expenses, and
you
then
do
you pay
write-offs,
taxes
exactly.
on whatever's
You
left.
donate money to a church.
Versus being
all
a
that stuff.
W-2 employee, and they just snatch your money before you even get your check.
But if you're
How
making
does that work?
if you're meant so like you have so it depends who you are. Like you have to be able to like manage it correctly, because you can owe the government a lot of money in the next coming year. A lot of money. You have to be ahead of the game, basically. You have to be able to manage it correctly.
To make 100,000, 200,000, 300,000.
You can make 200,000 straight
Listen to
1
me.
year and owe the
Listen to
government
me for a minute.
40,000 the next year.
Listen to me. In order to be able to make that kind of money, depending on what your skill set is and what you are doing to get it, also means you need to know how to keep as much of it as you can, which means you need to learn how to use the tax system to your advantage, which is why you have a tax accountant, which is why you have expenses, which is why you don't have the money paid directly to you. You put it through you have to put your money through, I would say you have to wash it legally in order for it to come back to you and to reduce your tax liability. I didn't say don't pay your taxes, but you want to limit and yes, it does mean you have to have skills and you have to do a little more work. The same way you got to do a little more work to get that kind of money, you got to do a little more work to keep it. So
that's the reality of it.
I haven't had a W-2 since I was 29. All of my money that I've ever made in my life from that time on has been incentive type of money, and I had to also learn too.
Yeah.
So these are skills that you have to acquire, and that we hear people talk about them, but a lot of people don't want to do the work that's involved in order to talk this way and actually have experienced it and benefited from it. So
it's really the difference between an entrepreneurial mindset and an employee mindset. Exactly. And some people got an employee mindset. Box Hacker say, "Shit, it's easier. Just take my money, Uncle Sam, and give me my check, and let me go."
I like it better. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, it's cool, and that's okay. Box Hacker.
You don't have to. No, you do it. Some people aren't cut out to work that way.
I don't like it.
Some people just want to get a check and go home.
But it sounds like you didn't pay your taxes at all, Boxing Hacker.
No, I always pay my taxes, of course. No, I paid it. But like when I did like my LLC, like I ended up having to,
and as an LLC, you getting taxed at a lower rate.
Did you have an escort over your LLC?
You know he ain't had no escort, Mr. Greg.
No. But yeah, it was
were you selling something?
You said what?
If I could ask. I'm not trying to find out how much money you made. I said, were you selling something during this period?
No. I'm an engineer. I'm a software engineer.
But I'm saying, were you selling?
He was a 1099. He was a 1099.
No, I had an LLC. So like I was contracted. I was doing contracted work for other companies.
Oh, you was making that bread, huh?
I was making pretty good money, But like
I know you were.
But then like when tax season came, it was like, hey, You want 50K? I said, Jesus Christ.
But that's because you didn't expense what you were supposed to expense.
Exactly. So like
You
that's
didn't
what
write
I'm
off.
saying.
You supposed to write off
You have
all
to be.
of
You definitely have to be ahead of the curve. Like if you're not the type of person who's not ahead of the game, like when it comes to like finances, though, I would say just do a W-2.
Then you know what you do, Boxing Hacker? You find you somebody who can do the finances, and then you hire that person to help you, Boxing Hacker.
Absolutely.
That might be that probably what I should have done. Yeah.
Shout out to No More Sleepwalking with the $2 in the super chat. He says Hacker just be blowing hot air.
Hacker, are you still an engineer?
What's your payday score, Hacker?
No, they fired his ass. He always tried to argue with him.
What's your payday score, nigga?
Oh, someone was telling me that why does Bill Haney get paid in net profit? You know, that was the funniest comment that I ever heard in my life. You know, because I was like,
no,
that was dumb as hell. Boxing Hacker.
Yeah.
You can't even write off your expenses. You're not about to sit here and talk to me
like net profit's the actual profit, though. That's what's so funny about what the comment. I was like, what are you talking about?
But what they should write off Bill Haney as an expense.
No,
they should. He know all this.
He should be an expense, not part of the profit.
Hold on. No Cap new on the panel. What's your 2 cents? No Cap. What you got?
No Cap.
Yeah, y'all niggas don't know shit about business. I learned this shit on the streets, nigga. Doing real estate fraud. What's your payday score, Hacker? What's your payday score? You don't even know what a payday score is, Hacker.
Did you say doing real estate fraud?
Yeah, I learned the game. I learned the shit. How else you gonna learn the shit? They don't even teach you in school. They don't know that Duns and Bradstreet. What's your Duns and Bradstreet number, Hacker?
Listening to Jay Morrison. You was listening.
I can't pull you up on Duns and Bradstreet, Hacker. You ain't got no real business.
And you was No Cap. You used to listen to Jay Morrison.
Man, I knew he was a scam because I've been dealing with people like that my whole life. They was the people fucking up the game.
That's some crazy shit.
They came up and they put the game on the internet.
If I told people to do that to me, if I made a real estate investment trust, nobody ever give me money because I ain't. But they'd give a scamming nigga like him money.
That nigga was an idiot.
Okay, you're crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? I was getting 8 Bentleys at a time with the 80 payday score.
What's that? A business joint? A business score or something? Credit score or something?
Yeah, the business credit different from the personal credit. You gotta get that Duns Bradstreet number.
Your EIN
you
number.
Still gotta pay your bills though. I mean, people act like just because you got a business credit.
But once all the bills in your business name, that's how you build business credit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
they do more write-offs too.
But how are y'all paying for the bill if you ain't really got the business though? No Cap.
You gotta have a real business. You gotta be making money for real.
Yeah. If you have a business,
you said it was fraud.
Purchase everything in your business.
But I learned what these things was by doing fraud.
Hacker, are you still?
I was good at fraud, so I could just I could do fraud and make a business for fraud.
I would suggest that
all my businesses was fraud, like they was all fake.
I would suggest you.
I'll just put money in the account to make it look like it was coming in and shit. I had like 6-month bank statements.
Where
I was
you getting the money
from?
Huh? Where was you getting the money from?
Doing fraud. I was a transaction coordinator. See, my fraud was legal because I was so good at fraud. My shit was legal. That's why I can say this type of stuff.
Vlad TV, everything.
So you know what I'm saying?
Okay, how it worked then? Because I'm confused.
Oh shit.
Okay,
so it was legal.
Yeah.
No, really.
I'll tell you the first one I did. I was like 20, 21.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was trying to figure this shit out. It was going on, and the hood niggas was getting bread doing this real estate, but they was trying to keep a nigga. They didn't know what they was doing. They was just some pawns again. So I got my way to the top. I networked up. This guy told me to come to his office. I was in Shelby Township, Michigan. So I came out there. This shit was like 26 miles of Van Dyke. This shit was far to the motherfucker. I came out there. Oh,
you from Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I came out there. I drove all the way down Van Dyke to this nigga office, all the way to 26 miles of Shelby Township. It did the motherfucking I had a credit report. I had somebody with like a 720 or some shit back then. You know, I just brought a house. See, he had a house. He was a builder. He built these subdivisions. He just needed to sell the houses. But that's for scam. Because back then they changed the laws because of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because back then you could just hire an appraiser, and the appraiser I could give him like $300 extra, and he'd make the house worth what I say worth. You know what I'm saying? So they did a kickback. So, you know, I find somebody a straw buyer for his house.
What this man is saying is a fact.
Let him finish. You said they do a straw what?
a straw buyer. That's like a guy that we just got in. Because back then you didn't even need. This is no documentation. This was like the credit was good.
Yep.
It was like you just needed a credit score. You didn't even have to prove your job or nothing.
Yep.
So I just found this nigga. He was a barber. I got this nigga. He had a 720. And I just fucking sold this nigga his house. It did it. This owner of the house kicked me back $100 grand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I tore that nigga off something. And then we did another one. We did like 3 of them bitches.
So did you really sell him the house though?
Yeah, I was living in the house. He was just the straw buyer. I was the mastermind. So I lived in the house.
Basically, y'all were inflating the value of the homes.
Yeah, that's the only problem because the builders is greedy. Right. They would have just kept the value the same, and then still gave me the kickback and just took less money. The shit would never been no illegal problem.
You was 21
subprime era.
Yeah, that's the subprime era. This is like they changed laws because of me.
That's
nigga.
what I thought.
The feds came. The feds came out the book. The feds came out like a minute back.
He not lying.
And I was like, "What the fuck going on, nigga?" I was like, "All my shit legal."
No, but hold on, but no cap. You know why it really got bad? Because what they was doing is taking insurance. Not only was they doing that, man. These people.
Nice. This shit already over with, David. The feds already pulled up on me, nigga. Like 10 years, 10, 15 years ago.
And what's so crazy though?
You said no double jeopardy, right?
No cap. You were scared when the feds pulled up on you?
No, because I knew all my shit was legit. I was laughing at them niggas.
Yeah, what's so crazy
is what's about? They showed me pictures of other niggas like, you know, this because they probably see me coming out of the dude office. They was looking for this one dude. They had a big ass picture of this nigga. This is the most in-depth picture I've ever seen in my life, dog. That shit look like some damn AI nigga. I was like, I know who this is, but I was like, I ain't never seen it. I don't know the nigga. Like, it was the truth. I've been in the nigga office before because I've been in a bunch of people's offices.
What's crazy though, Detroit so fucked up, bro. They won't even let you get car insurance no more down there in that bitch. Like for real.
I know, you gotta buy
your shit. Yeah, you gotta buy that shit out of state.
What?
Yes, you can't get car insurance and shit like that in Detroit.
No, you know how much car fraud we did in Detroit?
That shit sounds crazy.
All the drug dealers that come to me, they go give me a duffel bag of money. I go to the dealership and get them a car.
Yep.
This nigga no cap. You a career criminal, no cap?
Man, no. Detroit.
I ain't commit crimes in 10 years. I stopped doing crime.
Dang part Detroit niggas.
But I was a criminal my whole life. I didn't realize this shit till like it just hit me like, damn, I am a criminal like a motherfucker. That's when I stopped.
That's 10 years to realize that's a hell of an epiphany, bro. What is that like?
Because it started when I was a kid. When I was just shoplifting as a kid. I was go to Best Buy and steal some CDs and shit. I stole that Wu-Tang Forever and shit. That double disc, nigga. I stole that bitch. I was just stealing shit from Best Buy, like, oh well. And that's you know, I'm at the Joe Dumars Field House in high school. We used to go out there. We act like we hooping this shit. Me and my boy. Then we go in the locker room with the lock cutters and just we get them niggas. Whoever had a nice car, we wait in the parking lot for them to go in there, snatch their shit. That's we just driving stolies around and shit. New Jersey, we was doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I started. But it just trickled down. And then I got into the real estate. I thought it was like everybody in real estate was a criminal. Like all them, I was dealing with the mob, nigga, like the mafia.
Bro, what's so crazy, bro? My little sister, bro, she's still down in Detroit right now and shit. Bro, she went in the gas station. Somebody stole her motherfucking car, bro. And then she had a GPS tracker on her shit. But it's like a river out there by the what is that place called? I think it's called Grosse Point. It's like a river out there.
Yeah, I use a Grosse Point where all the rich people live.
Yeah, they threw her motherfucking GPS tracker in that lake, so it was basically telling her that her car was in the water and shit. They threw
it in the river off of Jefferson. You talking about they threw it in the river of Jefferson?
Now how you know they ain't put her car in the river, bro?
Man, nah, they ain't do that.
That river vicious, bro.
It was a
little ass boats in that river. I'm like, man, y'all motherfuckers crazy, dog.
It's a motherfucking stoley. Once you got a stoley, bro, you don't keep no GPS track on that bitch. You get rid of that.
They got all types of ways to get they be hitting the damn GM lot, dog. These niggas got all the new fucking SUVs off there. Got like 30 of them bitches out the damn factory, dog.
Yup, facts.
They always hitting licks, but that's why I ain't hit a lick in 10 years. But you know, I get an itch. Sometimes I do get the itch because I'm like, damn, I could have got that. That's a good, you know, a good lick to me is like that shit like better. That shit like crack. I swear to God, I ain't never smoked crack before, but I imagine it's like how I feel about licks.
You can hit a lick
So
if you want to.
they cracking down on everything.
Hell
They
yeah,
cracking down on everything.
FBI,
they crack down on the credit cards. You know what I mean? They crack
FBI
down
know all
on
the shit I said. This shit old.
But you gotta think anytime
they crack down on everything, man.
They're only letting it be easy and letting people. It's like a trap. They're only letting it be easy, so a whole bunch of people can do it, and then they're gonna start making dumb, stupid, ridiculous laws, and then they're gonna round y'all all up and throw you to jail and throw you in jail. It's like the same trick over and over. Except when it's white collar crime, though, them sentences be light. Like you in there for like 18.
Now it depends how much you do.
Man, them white collar.
Not everybody, because you know in Miami they was doing this shit with high rises. They was doing $80 million kickbacks on big ass high rises and shit. The fraud was out of control, dog. I mean, the shit was going around the whole country.
Did they get caught?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit
got like 60 years. I mean,
that shit literally made it from motherfucking Detroit all the way back to Atlanta, because now Atlanta's a scamming ass town, bro.
I'm telling you.
Because a lot of Detroit niggas moved down there. Bro.
And let me tell y'all, Atlanta is the upside down.
It's pretty crazy at ATL.
Atlanta is the upside down.
That is the.
I brought Bitcoin to the hood. I was the first nigga with that shit. I'm like, dog, this shit crazy. Like,
hey, my brother told
that's
me
why I know the market about to crash now. That's why I wait for my stocks to go up.
What'd you say, 2 Cent?
Mm-hmm.
My brother told me he used to use Bitcoin to buy stuff off the black market.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was for.
Yeah.
But before that, it was Liberty Reserve.
It's decentralized, yeah. So
like Liberty Reserve was the real digital currency, but the guy got caught in Costa Rica.
I had me and my peoples. I'm gonna just say something real quick. So, I knew some people that allegedly, you see what I'm saying, would be on the black. They'd be making big moves. I'm talking about like, man, packs on packs on packs. I'm talking about like 100 pack, easy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. 400, easy. I'm talking about packs, easy. No problem whatsoever in the black market. It didn't matter what it was. I don't care what it was. Somebody gonna need it. In the black market.
I know how to build. I know how to do shit real though.
Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Hold on, y'all. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $10 in the super chat. He says no cap is 100% right. My cousin cleaned up in 2007, made $2.5 million in 90 days in Orange County, California, off the same scam. That ninja got greedy and got 5 years in the feds. He was house and country club pen. Shout out Big Dog Willie.
Where people messed up. The reason why I never got it, or the feds, they couldn't do me because I just followed the rules. I like Trump said. I was like, the rules let me do this. I remember I tried to call Trump to get a deal closed because I was like, man, somebody gonna do Trump. I need to talk to Trump. These niggas was like, he don't take phone calls. He only accept letters. You gotta write him a letter. That's why I knew Trump was a pure gangster. He don't even take phone. He don't even talk on the phone.
Damn, he only take a letter. That's crazy.
You gotta write him a letter so he can rip that bitch up after it's done.
Y'all act like Trump ain't work with the mob in New York when they was
Trump.
Hey, look, hold on, fam. Hold on,
that
Cap.
nigga's a motherfucking gang. Hey, that nigga's a gangster, bro. Just because, like, how many niggas you know that get 42 fucking felonies and still be out on the motherfucking street? Better yet, running the motherfucking country. That nigga a hard criminal.
That nigga the best gangster ever do it. I gotta tip my hat. Like the criminal in me, tip my hat to him. But I ain't doing that. No, I ain't. It's like I'm in conflicted, nigga, with my old self, nigga.
If you're rich enough, you can do what you want.
I feel my shoulder sometimes.
In case y'all don't know, all those politicians are criminals, really.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
If we want to go there, but
we know how
it doesn't matter. It don't matter if you look. There's criminal activity everywhere you go. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could say even the jailhouses and the penitentiary, that's criminal activity right there.
We don't for sure. Do crimes. Everybody at the top doing the crime. It's the elite doing the crimes that they telling us we can't commit. They don't want.
I told the feds. I was like, you can't be mad at me. You gotta be mad at Chase Bank. Chase Bank let me do this.
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't me. It was the educated brother from the bank.
Also, if you got the loan approved, you was getting the kickback.
Yeah, no, because you got to go to some kind of bank. Like it was more than one way to skin a cat. But the shit was when the credit was tightened up. That's when all the house of cards was crumbling. Because before I didn't have to go to. We weren't dealing with no Chase banks and nothing like that. The dude I was fucking with, he was the biggest nigga in Michigan. Like this shit was in the newspaper. This shit. Detroit Free Press. Like this nigga, they got that shit foreclosure.
They said
he had a warehouse line of credit, so he could approve the loan. The first day I closed, we closed in like a week. That nigga, because he had a warehouse line of credit.
The car industry is the next industry that shit gonna happen in.
Yeah, car fraud, man, we do car fraud. There's no penalty for doing auto fraud, to be honest.
Niggas be going. Motherfuckers be giving
motherfuckers with the car dealership, but we was just doing. I was bringing this niggas titles that was rent cars, but they want to set up as salvage, and we was just getting loans with credit through credit. What's that cheap, that easy, that broke nigga credit company?
Credit acceptance.
Credit acceptance, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We was just pushing niggas through credit acceptance with these cars that didn't exist.
Oh yeah,
and
this nigga got his dealership, bro.
And doing what?
Getting loans, getting them approved to buy the car.
Then we get the money. Paid the loan back though.
They did. All you gotta do is pay the first month. Then you Gucci.
Yeah. They used to flip cars.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You pay the first month.
That's all you got to do.
Out of the hair, dog.
This country's economy is built on credit. So it's all kinds of ways to steal. And everybody during the subprime days that the No Cap is talking about, everybody started stealing from the bottom to the very top. The problem was when banks and people don't realize banks, insurance companies, brokerage firms, all that money is intertwined with each other. And when the insurance companies started insuring brokerage houses, they had to be insured as well. So that goes all the way to the top to TRW.
The derivatives.
So when they were about to fall, that's why Obama had to bail them out. Because if they had fallen, everybody would have fell. And we'd been out here with guns, and because bread would have been $7,500 a half a loaf. Because it would have destroyed the entire economy.
But that's the sad part, though, because when Trump came in, the first thing he undid was the Dodd-Frank Act, which Obama put in to stop them from doing it. But he got rid of that, so they doubled down.
Yeah,
we in 2008 again, but it's 10 times worse.
Yeah, and what people don't really understand is the commercial side of real estate has always been teetering. It hasn't fallen yet like the housing market did.
Severely damaged that bridge.
You still got problems out there that's just waiting to explode on all of us. But if credit freezes up or seizes up again like it almost did during the subprime crisis, I always suggest to everybody, do not have all your money in the bank. Do not have all your money in stocks. Have some money hidden away in gold and silver, and of course the US dollars, but nevertheless, have some money that you can get to, because you remember, well, if you read history, when the stock market crashed in the 20s, guess who didn't have money in their banks? Us. We had our money, which is why we were able to still build the towns that we had that got destroyed later, have cars. We saved Cadillac, period, because the Cadillac was about to go under. So they had to discount their cars, and guess who bought them? We did, which is why Black people still like Cadillacs to this day. So you got to start looking at how the economy runs and see the same problems repeat itself. Because right after you get some problems and you solve them, somewhere along the line, like No Cap just said, somebody's going to change the law that was meant to protect things and fix things, and put it right back to where everybody can start stealing again. So whatever you do with your money, don't do just one thing, and try to keep your debt down as low as possible. Pay your car off, pay your house off if you can, but protect your assets, because sooner or later we're going to have another crisis in the economy, and the people who were smart enough to plan well enough are the ones who are going to survive it. And the ones who still rolling the dice are the ones who are going to get thrown out in the street.
We're probably going to have another war, to be honest with you.
We may.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already...
We always going to be having a war. That's business.
Yeah.
I mean like a major war. I'm not
he already taken Venezuela's oil.
Like a real major war.
He done took their oil. He just said we're gonna take it and sell it, and he took
Well, for Venezuela, right?
Huh?
I know those gas prices went down since that oil came to Houston.
Yeah, he took. I mean, he just went and just roughed that oil off. That tank is right off,
Man,
and basically said do something.
He took one from Nigeria too.
I'm sure.
And then Iran took a U.S. ship too. Iran, and they took the sailors captive and shit.
I mean,
see this. They open up. See, once you start hijacking tankers, everybody gonna start doing it now.
All these kinds of things do lead up to a war.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're hitting a boiling point. You know,
it just depends on what side of the table you're gonna be on.
Well, it looks like we're on Israel's side. I don't know what it looks like.
Unfortunately, and I don't want to get in that because I don't want your channel to get hurt.
Well, we got rid of the penny.
Huh?
We got rid of the penny.
We got, what'd you say, 2 Cent?
We got rid of the penny.
Oh, yeah.
And and Bud is right. Bubs is right. There is going to be some money in that ending. You need to figure that out. Because once we get rid of the penny, how is copper going to be used now that we're not going to be making pennies anymore?
Mr. Greg, them pennies weren't made of copper.
There's some copper in pennies.
Right.
No, not full. But there once were full copper pennies.
Yeah, way back in the gap.
Yeah, but all these coins now have different degrees of precious metals or semi-precious metals in them. But the bottom line is, once you stop using it for pennies, what are you going to use that? What are you going to do with the pennies that are left? So it's going to be some money in that, just like it's money in energy.
Yeah,
that's what I sell. I sell gas and electricity, so I do know that it's a lot of money in that. Millions and millions, hundreds of millions actually, but it's also a lot of fraud.
Is it cyclical though?
Everything is.
Like the oil industry?
Just like the oil industry. And if we ever have a war, a huge war, those are the things we need. Energy, food, to manufacturing capabilities. All of that's why we're taking oil now. And it's going to be we're going to probably sell it in the open market probably, or we're going to store it with the reserves we already have in this country. Because once a war starts, lots of things get frozen up, just like when we had the supply chain got jammed up. And I'm not even talking about just with COVID. Remember when the Panama Canal had the ship sink inside of it, and it jammed up.
Oh yeah. It got stuck.
Wait a minute. So
think about what will happen if we decide to take the Panama back again from Panama, because we built the Panama Canal.
So hey, if you're listening, y'all, be sure to punch that like button. Be sure to punch the like button. If you listen to the replay, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents.
So wait, what does it mean to get rid of a penny?
Support the channel by dropping your 2 cents below in the chat, letting me know and dropping it below, or you can hit the Cash App at $2 cents boxing. And don't forget, you can always call in at 281-845-2103. The number is always on the screen. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker.
My bad. So what does it mean to get rid? So like if I buy something for $19.99, right? I give you $20. How do I get change?
Well, they didn't give me my pennies the other day at the gas station, so I guess they're not giving you pennies.
Really?
You ain't getting no change back.
You ain't
getting no change back.
So when people say $19.99, they can't say it no more.
That's
still how much it costs. You're just not gonna get no change. No, get no pennies back.
You get nothing back. Y'all stand right there. I'll be like, where my penny?
I was standing there for a little while, like, bro, where my 2 cents at? But then I was like, oh, it ain't no more pennies.
And I haven't seen a penny in a long time. That's true.
But if you go to the bank, somebody told me you could buy a box of pennies for $25. So maybe you can give it to your grandkids.
I can buy less money for more money.
No, you're buying $25 worth of pennies. Boxing.
Okay, like 25,000 pennies. Okay.
You can save that box and then give it to your grandkids.
That's
Like,
going
look
to
at
hurt
this. They're gonna be like,
casinos.
what's this? Granddad, what's this?
Once we
You
don't
know, like
have
this,
this,
you know, but like back in my day, we used to carry the money around with us in our hand. It used to be a paper for
now
the
you have it
5.
attached in your
Now
brain.
it's all digital.
Well,
look,
Elon Musk said that one day we're soon not gonna need money anyway. So maybe that's
well,
what.
we already close.
Yeah, because we're gonna be dead, dog. They want to kill us, nigga.
No, that's not what he
They're
meant.
trying to kill us, and then had AI do all the work, and they just be enjoying all the fruits of the earth.
We close to that now, Hacker, where we won't have. They want electronic money anyway because it's easier to control, and you can track it.
Greg, we
easier.
already got electronic money.
I know.
What, cryptocurrency?
That's why they want to get rid of.
No.
But once again, you see who it is who's still trying to run around with a lot of cash.
Boxing Hacker, your money now, think about it. You take your cash and you put it in the bank.
Yeah.
You only see it and you swipe your card and you only see it on the screen. That's digital.
That's
your money's digital. It's already digital. Like we've already been conditioned for this. Only thing they're gonna do is take away the paper money.
Money always been digital. Only real money is gold.
Yeah, I mean, taking away paper money makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they're saying
gold ain't real money. It's just valuable, though.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be completely where cash. It will just be. I
always thought Bitcoin and like Ethereum we be way further along by now. You know,
no, that shit is a scam, dog.
It's hard
to scam.
No, hold on. That shit ain't no scam. I implore y'all to look into Web3 because that's what that's next, and that's gonna be crazy, man. That Web3 shit gonna be crazy. Like we're going into
it's a Ponzi scheme, dog.
It ain't no Ponzi scheme, bro.
Ain't no Ponzi scheme, brother.
See, this is the thing.
Okay,
you gotta think about.
Where can I go buy something in Bitcoin right now?
On the internet,
people get paid in Bitcoin.
People take Bitcoin.
Yeah, a lot of people like. I know
because they want to sell it. They hope the value go up so they can sell it for real money.
Yeah,
you shouldn't.
It's volatile.
Bitcoin was money.
You're buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value. It is not a currency, and that's what people don't realize. They haven't realized it yet exactly what Bitcoin is. But Bitcoin is a store of value.
It's supposed to be a currency. Bitcoin is supposed to be a way for me to buy stuff without the people knowing what I'm buying.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's what they invented it, though.
And I don't know why people think
they start using it to make scams.
I don't know why people think Bitcoin mean people don't know what you buying. People can literally track your wallet. I can look up people's.
Yeah, because now they centralized it. Because now the exchanges before when I was using Bitcoin, there wasn't no exchanges.
It's always been like
that. But I was using Bitcoin. The only way to get Bitcoin is from another person that had Bitcoin.
The whole point of the Bitcoin is it's a blockchain. It's a ledger that records every single transaction. Everything. Bitcoin has always been like that. Ain't got nothing to do with the exchanges. That's the whole technology behind the Bitcoin. It's permissionless. It means it's just a bunch of people around the world. They got these nodes and all this shit set up. That's ledgers that track every single thing that goes down on the blockchain, which is why in the future, the blockchain is going to be so important because everything that you do is going to be on the blockchain. And Ethereum is the financial side of it. So with Ethereum, you're going to see things start getting tokenized, real estate, stocks, everything is going to be tokenized. And the financial aspect of our economy will be ran on the Ethereum network. So that's where the future of everything is going. In case y'all didn't know, I would implore y'all to dig deeper into that, into research before you get left the fuck behind, because it's literally happening right now as we're speaking. They're about to start tokenizing stocks right now as we're speaking. They're already tokenizing real estate. I can go to a website right now and buy real estate digitally, just digitally buy a piece of the real estate and get kickbacks and paid off of the residuals off of that when people pay their rent every month. You can already do stuff like that. You can go buy art. You can go buy percentages of art.
You
know
what's
a scam. NFTs is a scam.
And y'all need to learn how to do. Hold on.
Let me tell you why it's a scam.
Y'all need to learn about NFTs.
I'm a scammer, though. I'm a former scammer, so I know scams.
It's not a scam.
Bitcoin is a scam.
But no cap.
I think the Russians made that shit up to fuck with
the whole financial industry is a scam. No cap. We just going from one scam to another. What are you talking about?
Right, but the financial industry is a scam because they don't follow the law because they allow them to scam. But
what's funny about Bitcoin? I remember like
China's the number one economy in the world, and they going to be the world leader going forward. And they got crypto banned in their country, so if the biggest economy in the world got
because
crypto
they're
banned,
a
how's
communist
crypto the
country,
future?
bro. Because they're a communist country.
Because it's bad for their money. They don't want to damage their own currency with this Bitcoin shit.
How are they damaging their own currency? How is it damaging your? It's not damaging
because
your
it takes
currency.
too much electricity to run a crypto. Like I know somebody that got a crypto farm in the D. He got a big ass warehouse. Like his wife
Crypto
is from China,
mining.
so she came over there. They don't do it. She can't do it in China, so they do it in Detroit.
They stopped the crypto mining in China,
no cap, because that shit cost so much electricity. He had to get a contract with the city to even run that shit.
You got a crypto
everybody's electric bill gonna be going up because of this crypto shit. Everybody,
that's
all
only
the energy,
if you're mining it, no cap.
Yeah,
they gotta mine it.
You don't have to mine it. Everybody don't mine it. You can just go buy it.
Right, but the people mining it is what drive the shit, is what create is because they still got like a couple million Bitcoins to go before it run out, right?
I don't think it's gonna run out, bro.
That's what they say. It's only limited Bitcoin. The whole point of Bitcoin is that it's only 21 million Bitcoins or something.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
21 million Bitcoin.
So is anybody
ridiculous? I don't believe none of that. This shit is a scam, bro. It's like
as
soon as they pull the rug, everybody who got money in that shit gonna go to zero overnight.
I mean, it's volatile in that sense, right? Like the worth of it can always drop. But it
the only reason why you saying that, no cap, is because you haven't done enough research on Bitcoin to understand exactly.
I was at the start of the Bitcoin.
That don't mean you know what nigga. Nobody knew what Bitcoin.
People that got rich off Bitcoin it was in 2012, dog.
Listen,
when they first made the scam.
I've been knowing about Bitcoin since 2013, and it's just now coming out what it actually will be used for. Like nobody really knew what it was. It was all speculation. Now it's enough information, and you can see the future and where things are going and headed with the AI. Like think about it. In the future, you're not going to be investing in companies. You're going to be investing in technologies. That's what the quote unquote cryptocurrencies are for. Those are different technologies that you're investing in. So if we're moving towards AI, if we're moving towards a technology based world, of course, this will be the next step into that. So now you live in a unique time to where you can invest in companies and technologies at the same time. We've never ever, like, this is a crazy, crazy, crazy time to be alive right now. I know everybody trying to make it seem all gloom and doom and all this other shit, but if you really sit back and you educate yourself and you understand what's going on, this is a wild time to be alive.
Yeah,
you're
literally messing up the industry.
You're watching the world transform like right before your eyes.
I think
it's like the Industrial Revolution.
I actually think AI is more detrimental to our economy than Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is.
It might be.
Yeah, definitely. Because like AI, and people make these weird arguments, like even like in the tech industry. Like I remember somebody was telling me, "Hey, dude, AI is gonna create more jobs." I said, "Why the hell would AI create more jobs? AI is meant to make things automated. It makes jobs less. So, like for instance, if you think about
who said, I've never heard anybody say AI.
Some people say that. People say like,
that?
"Oh, you hear it all the time. You hear it all the time."
No, you don't hear it all the time.
That's with any technology, man.
Yeah, no. Like I always point like if you look at like
I've never heard. Hold on, Boxacker, because you're not about to make up an argument so you can make a dumbass point.
Okay,
I've never heard anybody say that AI was gonna create more jobs.
Are you on LinkedIn?
No.
Okay, yeah. If you go on one of these like business social media sites, like LinkedIn, you see it all the time. It's a thing. Like a lot of people believe that, because AI is also taking away jobs, right? Like if you consider like you go to a grocery store, and
right, but those are jobs people don't need to do anyway.
Right, but what happens to those people that are no longer working? That just
AI is gonna take away a lot of high level positions.
They can do something else
and low level,
lawyers,
yes, high level, yes. Yeah,
all jobs.
Yeah, I mean that's why Elon Musk was saying that we'll probably reach a state where people won't work.
Nobody wants to work at a factory, bro. Trust me.
People will just get paid some kind of like some kind of income based on the government.
That's terrible.
I mean that's probably what we're going towards.
Multiple incomes and multiple skill sets.
Because how do you?
It's always a person who programs the AI, who does maintenance on the machines.
Nobody. AI is
humans always have to do that.
Yeah, but no. AI is how can you say? People, nobody really knows how AI really works. They know how to build it, but they don't really know how it works. You know,
No, it works, but now they got the new AIs, the agent AI is the one that
crazy,
think
right?
that makes
nobody
decisions
really understands
itself.
like
And then when the AI shoot that nuclear missiles, that's when the world gonna end. That's the problem.
And then you'll be in Terminator 4.
They already got that shit. Then the guy just made a war AI, dog. That's the Skynet that's gonna kill us all and shit.
It's hard to say. Like,
so if you're out there right now, you listening to 2 Cents After Dark, go find you a job that a robot won't be able to do.
what
nigga, I made like 20 AI R. Kelly albums, nigga. I've been cooking this shit.
Hey, which ones you made?
I made the I Wish. I did the I Wish both versions. I made like 4 versions of those. I got some classics coming out.
What you made them sound
I'm gonna write R. Kelly in jail, like, dog, let me put this out, nigga. I'll split it with you, nigga.
Hey, what you made them sound like? 50s, 60s? You know, people be making it sound like old school music.
Some of them sound like one of them sound like a Broadway musical, dog. Like it's like I was like, this R. Kelly on Broadway. I was like, I'm gonna be on some Tyler Perry shit. I'm gonna have a whole stage cast perform this shit. It's gonna be like R. Kelly on Broadway. It's gonna tell the story of R. Kelly through the music. It's gonna be a musical, nigga. I'm gonna write R. Kelly in jail. Like, man, let's make this shit happen. Nigga.
I heard R. Kelly might be getting out.
I keep hearing that too.
I don't know.
For real?
Yes.
We never know, man. People, when you're rich, you can do whatever you want, man.
Never know. Does anybody invest in art that here? Do any of y'all
art?
Yes.
I don't know how to. If I did, I would.
All right. I feel like I don't have no money to launder, so I can't.
I'm not into. I've never been to an art gallery. None of the art scene.
You've never been to an art gallery?
Mm-mm.
Wow, you gotta go.
Like, I know artists that they put their stuff at art galleries. I just never would. Like, this one artist I know, I just made his. I made like a 3D version of his painting.
Mm-hmm.
But is art really an investment?
And I made like it's like you gotta have a virtual headset on to see it.
Sometimes
I made his picture, his painting like a world. You can put on a VR headset and walk around his painting and shit.
Oh, that's dope.
Is art really an investment?
That's what AI do.
Once you buy art, don't you normally just keep it for forever? Like, I think that's what the thing is, right?
Some people,
like, you cherish like
the stuff that I have purchased over the years. There's some things that I've sold and made a small profit, but most of the time, people buy the kind of art that they love, or when their style or their taste change. That's what caused me to sell the art that I originally had, because my style and what I like changed. But the problem with art is basically it's just like fashion. It's cyclical. You know, certain styles come in play and they become valuable. But normally, older people who have money are still buying art. Younger people don't start buying real art that has any kind of value until they start getting into their late 30s and 40s. Right. Then they have an appreciation for it. But to buy art just as an investment, I think is always going to be an iffy proposition. You should always buy great things that you really enjoy. It don't have to always be very expensive, but you can always run across a piece that when you purchased it, it was very inexpensive, and then that particular artist blows up for some reason. So the value of his early pieces and the things that they put or her goes up as well. So you may have bought a piece for, let's say, $2,500. And maybe 5 years from now, it's worth $50,000, because that's what it would sell for, and that's the price somebody would pay for it. So it's always like anything, what the market will bear, and what people are willing to pay for it, and who that particular artist is. Sometimes, stuff like that you see in comic books or in movies take on a life of its own, and it's something that's original, or somebody so famous did something in art. Maybe it was a drawing, maybe it was a painting, a sketch, or something of that nature, and it became valuable because just of who that particular famous person was. If you think about Picasso, when he was he would just draw something on a napkin, a piece of paper, for somebody to pay for his bills. And what happened is, years later, those things that he did have a lot of value right now, monetary value. I worked with an art dealer for about 5 or 6 years because I used to buy things from him. He has a huge place in Georgetown here in Washington, and he had 2 of those napkin drawings that were in a frame that I'm just speaking about that Picasso would use to pay for his drinks and all that kind of stuff. And he had 2 sets. One set sold for $175,000, and that's just something on a napkin, just a drawing, because Picasso's drawings were just very crazy. More stick people and stuff like that, but because it was him, it had value. And then his granddaughter, Paloma Picasso, off the name, had a line of handbags that were okay. This was in the late 80s. But those little small handbags that she made, just because she was the granddaughter of this great artist, sold for $300, $400, $500, $600. And this is in the 80s. We ain't talking about the way the handbags are priced now, which is just crazy. So I just say, if you are going to buy art for your home, buy things that you really enjoy, that fits your house, whatever the decor is. But you just never know. And educate yourself. Old art still has some value. You just need to learn about it, because it's like everything else. There's fraud out there. There's copies. And sometimes even copies, depending on how good they are and when they're found out to be copies, can still have some degree of value to them because they were such good copies and they're known to be copies. Modigliani, that's an old artist from Europe. He has a whole, he's dead now. His estate has booklets of all the stuff that you can buy reproductions of that are very costly as well. So I just say buy stuff, you want to beautify your house and the place you live in and things like that. So buy that stuff too. Because,
somebody told me Picasso was on LSD. That's why he was making them drawings look like that. Everybody was saying
it does look like that.
He said that's the drug everybody was doing back then.
Yeah,
that's that Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah, that's what the song was based on, LSD. They say it wasn't, but it was.
Yeah, that's what they told us.
Alice in Wonderland was based on an acid trip too, right? Alice in Wonderland was also based on an acid trip.
All of that stuff was. It
was also based on LSD.
All of these guys, Timothy Leary and the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and that whole 60s vibe. There was a lot of hallucinogenic drugs that are out there, LSD.
And they said that's how. I heard somebody make a very interesting point, but they said that's how not Bill Gates. What's old boy name? That's how what's his face came up with the iPhone.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yeah.
On a trip, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised, because those kinds of drugs were designed initially to open and expand.
I can't stand Steve Jobs.
They were designed for you to see beyond your own self, and they did that for a while. A lot of great music, a lot of art, a lot of ideas came because whoever came up with it was tripping on Mr. Natural.
Look up what the first.
It's sort of like how you do DTEs now, right? Like when people do those those hallucinogens and they claim they're seeing like alternate realities and things like that.
Yeah, and they really see it.
DMT. So they not claiming.
I hallucinated one time in my life. When I was in this hotel room, these chicks smoking this hookah. And I hit the hookah hard. I had a big afro back then, so smoke was coming out my hair and shit.
This nigga knows.
I hit it so hard, but I don't know what the hell they put. I don't know if that was mushrooms crumbled up in there or what. But the whole world, just everybody like a cardboard cutout. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm trying to push them over and shit. The motherfuckers' jaws drop to the ground like Scooby-Doo cartoon when they see the ghost. Like the motherfuckers' jaws was just dropping to the ground and shit, like droop, like it was like melting or some shit.
Yeah, that's like mushrooms.
That's I'm just in the bathtub, nigga curled up in that bitch.
Oh my God. You sure it wasn't PCP?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I was fucked up. I felt like somebody was taking my head. Like it was the sensation I had, like somebody was grabbing my head and then ripping my skin off my head and putting it back on and doing it again, like every 5 seconds.
Maybe what you're seeing is the reality, the true world.
That sounds like a bad trip.
That sounds like Angel does some PCP, no cap.
Hey, but that might be the real world. You never know.
Well, that's the world that you're in when your mind has been altered. You see the world from that point of view.
Well, right now we don't see the world for what it is anyway. So who knows? Maybe that might be closer.
When they used to sell PCP down here, some of the major players who we used to call it, if you were selling it and you're selling it large quantities, bottles of water, because that's what it was, a liquid that you poured over partially or marijuana. But there was a young lady who was in one of the trap houses who went to buy, and she indulged, and then she just ripped off all her clothes and went running down the street butt naked.
Damn.
And so somebody said that the girl was running butt naked. So from that point on, people started, who was buying it, would say, "Let me get a sack of that butt naked." That was funny. Rich would know this story because Rich lives down here too. He knows what I'm talking about. He would know what I'm talking about.
I see people get butt naked for like embalming fluid. What do they call that? Boat.
Well, that's what PCP comes
That's
from,
wet.
the embalming fluid.
Oh, that's just
That stuff.
How many people take that shit?
Is it what they call the 51s?
I never heard that.
Hey, y'all be sure to support the channel because they finna get me demonetized. Y'all go ahead.
What happened?
Because I knew somebody that went crazy because somebody dipped his blunt in the embalming fluid. That motherfucker went crazy.
Yep. That's what it was.
Why they felt like doing that? I have no idea.
They call that shit 51s or some shit.
Yo, so do you ever think do you ever wonder why people think certain things and like it just happens? Like for instance, like
Boxing
milk,
Hacker,
right?
I wondered at you about all the time. I wonder you about that.
No, but look, just think. Hey, think about this, right? You drink milk, right? People drink milk, right? Imagine the first person who decided to drink milk.
Yeah, I don't drink cow
One
milk.
day, a guy woke up and looked at a cow and was like,
it probably was a means of survival.
He just looked at that cow and was like, I wonder what that
probably
milk
was
tastes
for
like.
a means of survival. But hey, have y'all ever seen this documentary called Crackheads Gone Wild?
No, I haven't.
No, that
that
sounds
sounds
wild.
crazy.
Y'all listen, that's one of my favorite documentaries. Y'all go watch that if y'all can find it. It's called Crackheads Gone Wild.
Crackheads Gone Wild.
Crackheads Gone Wild. It's one of my favorite documentaries. I think they should show it in high schools. I think they should
is it like
show
a
it
spin-off Girls Gone Wild? Is it like that?
It's a documentary about crackheads.
That's interesting because when I was in actually not high school, more like elementary school, they used to have these films that they would show the kids to keep you away from marijuana.
Yeah.
And they made marijuana sound like you'd be jumping off of buildings and running out in the middle of the street, and that if you smoked it, well, you were getting a whole bunch of time back then. That's people in jail right now. They got 30 and 40 years back then.
Are you talking about the early 90s, right? The crime bill?
This was before that. This was during the 60s, and 70s that people was getting that a lot of that jail time for marijuana. I mean, there's like I said, there's people who are in right now who got sentenced in the 60s and the 70s. Now they may get a break sooner or later, but look how long they've been in. Yeah. But they used to show those, like you was talking about, Tucson, with the Crackheads Gone Wild. They were meant to be the drug prevention type of movies, just like what Nancy Reagan did down the road when she came up with Just Say No. But those films was crazy because they were black and white. They were very much 60 looking documentaries, but they just made marijuana seem like you should be scared for the rest of your life if you even knew somebody who had it.
Yeah, that was before me. The only thing I remember was Smokey the Bear. That's the one I remember when I was growing up.
Y'all remember that? They said like 90, 85, 90% of the kids that went through the DARE program ended up using drugs.
I'm not surprised. That's how it be, though.
Talking about the Scared Straight programs, Tucson?
No, it was called DARE. It was drug abuse.
It was yeah. I know what you're thinking.
DARE was crazy.
But DARE used to always just make me kind of feel like, so long as I don't get addicted, like that's what I used to feel like with the DARE. Like, so y'all saying, long as I don't get addicted to these things, because it was like always the most extreme example ever they would give you.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how like the opposite thing makes you do the opposite things. Like I remember like even in school, like the bad kids will always be the ones that come from like the the private school sectors, you know, and they just show up in public school. I don't know why that was.
Yeah, because they've been restricted.
Yeah, they'd be the ones that be gothic. They'd be the ones doing the drugs. You'd be like, damn.
Oh, that's how I felt. Well, look, that's how I felt because I went from an all black. I went to all black school. Well, no, I can't say I went to all black schools, but I went from like middle school. I'm talking about all black, hood, lean on me type. Not it wasn't that bad, but it was like real hood, right? To an all white school. Like I'm the only black person in my class type situation. So it was like culture shock. No, Kev, you gotta mute. So it was like culture shock. But I started looking around and I'm like, man, these rich white kids, they alcoholics. They getting pregnant. They doing acid in class. Like, what the hell? Like, they was doing, they was taking ecstasy. They were doing like real hard shit. Like, I had never been around nothing like that ever in my life. And I was like, I was like, they crazy. Like, they're just as bad as the black kids. Like, they're, if not worse.
I felt like
you get bust 2 cents?
Huh?
Did you get bust?
No. I was just zoned to the school. It was a white school, but I was playing basketball.
No, well, that's why I was asking, because that's what you just said. When we got bust.
No, it wasn't a situation like that. I feel like the school district I'm in is segregated, quotation marks. So I ended up in the white school type of situation. I lived in like the quote unquote black neighborhood, but they hadn't because they've built since that time, they've built a new school and rezoned where the quote unquote black kids go now.
But the white kids always did drugs you didn't know about. Like they'd be like, dude, I'm doing acid, dude. Like black kids, I feel like they always did weed, you know.
Most
like white kids doing like this.
That's not true, dog.
It was crazy though when we got busted and all these white kids, because we hadn't gone to school with them either. These white guys out there, they had built a log cabin.
I seen that movie.
That was crazy.
That movie Kids is crazy.
Yeah, he got AIDS at the end because he banged that chick. Yeah, I remember that thing.
Yeah, they had built a log cabin, had put a stereo system in it, and had all this weed. Because after a while, you stop fighting. You start snarling at each other, and you have to start talking to each other, and you find out y'all just as screwed up as we are. Y'all got the same issues at home that we got. It just looks differently, and your school looks better because you haven't tore up your school like we did. But they had all the same craziness, you know, girls, you know, and of course the little white girls started, you know, experimenting with some of the black guys there, and that caused some issues here and there. But they had the same, like parents divorcing, father beating the kid, the son, you know, all that stuff. But you never see that put forward. At least back then, you didn't see that until you started going to school with them. And like I said, after you stop fighting and being scared to be around each other, you start realizing we very much are alike in many ways. I mean, there's going to be cultural differences, but we're very much alike. And that was something that had to all learn, because all those schools that got desegregated up this way, particularly in Prince George's County, where the lawsuit was first filed in the 50s, all those schools that were desegregated right now are primarily Black and Latino, or Hispanic if you want. So all that work that was done and all that trauma and drama that people got put through, all it did was have white flight. They just went further and further and further out away from Black people. And now what's funny, they turned around and come back to DC and start the gentrification, and Black people getting priced out who don't have the skill sets and the income to stay. So it's just interesting how everything, like when you was talking about cyclical, they come right back, and the same thing is happening again, but now there's more and more income based. You can stay here if you can afford to pay, if you're making money. If you're not making the 6 figures that we were talking about, you can't live comfortably in DC, and you certainly can't have no children. If you got 2 kids and you live in, and I'm not talking about driving a Mercedes and got a boat and, you know, taking European vacations. If you have 2 kids in the district and you want to go to school and you want to have a decent house, you need to be making even if it's two people together, at least six figures. So,
I think what's the average here? Isn't it like 50,000? I think it's like 50,000 a couple.
Well,
I think that's the average in DC right now.
If you break it down in sexes, the average male, and we talk about just on the average, is making between 48 and 65 a year. That's the average.
Yeah.
There's a small amount of guys where we're making six figures, but that's a small amount. And if you're making that kind of money, it's usually either in business sales or technology. And you could be, in
or medical as well. Like you be a doctor or
but you got to be at that level where you're a doctor, or where you're the administrator of a hospital, or you're the government. And
nurses make that much too, but they work a lot to make that much. I think.
Yeah, they a whole lot of work they're doing.
If you're trying to figure out a career that like you just want to be able to work and make money, you don't really have like a path. I always say go to nursing or something like that, because nursing is like what, a 2-year program, and they take like the NCLEX. And with that being done, you can work. You can make as much as you want. You can make as little to as much as you want in nursing. And you always, for now, for the foreseeable future, you're always gonna need nurses. I wouldn't even tell you to go. I wouldn't tell you to go in tech industry. I would always say go into nursing is probably the best one.
At one point, you could in the tech industry, where tech industry kind of had the startups had a huge crash in the late 90s here in the district. There was a lot of technology magazines. There were a lot of startup companies, particularly in Virginia. There was a lot because investors were trying to put their money in the next big thing.
Right. So all these unicorns and stuff.
Yeah, they was giving these kids $6, $7, $8 million to get started, and a lot of them blew the money. For the most part, they were skateboarding in the offices, and coming to work in biker shorts and t-shirts and all that crap, buying $600 tables and $900 chair. These new fangled chairs. They were just doing crazy stuff like that, and a lot of the investment money was being wasted.
Well, so the reason why they did that, so like that's like the startup phase. Like most companies have the startup phase where, like, depending on what kind of industry you're in, like they will do that. Like I remember, like I worked at a startup, they will have like Nerf gun fights, in the office and stuff.
That's just
and the reason why they did that was for they had this running theory, because Google does the same thing, like where it's like the happier you keep your employees, the harder they're gonna work, So that's why you see companies like Google's, they'll have like nap pods and like.
Why would a Nerf gun fight make me happy at work? I slept.
So like it makes me want to come to the office more. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, but it does work. It does work.
No, it doesn't mean it makes me not want to come in here.
It used to.
You would think that, but
now I was in advertising sales, so one of the startup tech magazines that was done was called Potomac Tech Journal. I mean, money was being made hand over fist. I mean, you had to turn down business because there was so much of it. But when you go to see clients, and you're a professional guy who's gonna come suit and tie, briefcase, laptop, or whatever it is that you need to close this deal, and you walk into this office, this huge office, and you feel like you're at a recreation center as opposed to a startup. That's how I felt. And then you got some kid that you have to learn to speak his language in order for him to understand what language you're speaking, because they want to advertise in this great magazine what they're doing. But when you got somebody skateboarding and they got the dogs running around, and they're drinking some kind of weird drink, not liquor or anything, egg fried drink or some craziness like that. That's just a ridiculous atmosphere in which to run a business. So when you talk about they're happy, they might have been happy just to be doing it, but that contribute to why so many of these startups crashed and burned, because it wasn't a business structure. And that's why when you say they were happy, they might have been happy, but they certainly wouldn't get nothing done.
Well, yeah. So they still got things done. So here's the thing, right?
Some did.
Yeah, they definitely got things done. It's because when you're in a startup phase,
Boxing Hacker, what percentage of startups fail?
well, a lot of startups. I mean,
What
a
percentage
lot of
would you
startups
say?
fail. Yeah, a lot of them fail. A lot of them got bought. Well, a lot of times people just buy it. Like somebody will like do a merger or purchase the startup.
Oh, no, but
If
how
it's doing
many of
good.
them fail was the question.
I'm sure a lot of them fail. Yeah, a lot of them fail as well.
Like what percentage? Like 95%?
Nah, not that. I won't say it's that much, but like I don't know the exact figures to be honest with you. You know, but I do know a lot of startups, and it depends who's running them, right? Like for instance, like not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. Like you said earlier, I believe that statement to be true. Like some people are just meant to be workers, but what happens is a lot of people believe they're just meant to be entrepreneur. Like I could be an engineer. I could build great software. I can build anything you can think of, right? But I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't believe I am. So if I was to like build a product and just run a business, it probably wouldn't work well for me. But a lot of people think that
It only wouldn't work well. It only wouldn't work well because you think it wouldn't work well.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not who I am. You know, naturally speaking, that's not like
you don't need to do all that. You just gotta have ownership.
Is it who you could become?
It's not something I want to become. So like, you see what I'm saying? Like, here's the difference though, right? To be an entrepreneur, and this is something I really believe. I think you really have to want it, because like there's gonna be dark times for you. You know, starting a business, starting like a successful.
You have dark times at a job.
Yes, but like it's darker when you're an entrepreneur because you're
not a boss, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like you have nothing to lean on. For instance, Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk is probably the richest man in the world right now, I think.
So you need security, Boxing Hacker.
Yeah,
because he commits fraud. The dude's a criminal.
Hold on.
This is why I've been mad, because if I did the crime, if I did what Elon Musk did,
wait,
I'd be in prison right now. That's what I'm saying.
But
he get to be the richest man in the world.
But if you read Elon Musk's story, you'll see that like the guy suffered to even get to where he's at. Like you have to be willing to fail multiple times to be
Boxing Hacker. That's. So you're telling me you're not willing to succeed in life because
I don't believe myself.
Because anything you want to succeed at, you're gonna fail.
Yeah, true. But like I think I'm more of a worker than a business owner.
I get you. Your worker bee, not a boss. Gotcha.
To answer Big Supreme's question, the reason why I choose Netflix over Google, because Netflix, they pay you so like when it comes to compensation, right? Netflix doesn't like split your compensation like based on like stocks and stuff, you know. Google will split your compensation. So like Netflix, you'll get like a big base salary. So you get like 500, 600, 700,000 a year starting at Netflix, versus you might be making that at Google, but Google also will be like, well, that's probably total compensation, which will include like all the other benefits they want to provide to you. Like that might be like options or stocks and stuff. I don't want to deal with all that. I just want a big ass base salary. You know, that's why I always say Netflix is my dream job, because like they pay crazy because they all your compensation just comes as their base, versus like, you know, splitting up into like different avenues of like compensation, you know.
Well, I've had Boxing Hacker, you don't want to think at all. You just like, here, my time, pay me.
Yeah. That's who I am. That's who I am. I worked on a number of software. Even
hold on. Let me say this. Damn, what I was about to say. Damn, Boxing Hacker, you made me forget. Go ahead.
You know how to make the app hacker?
Did anybody ever?
Yeah, I made multiple apps. Yeah. I made apps that people probably use day to day.
I want you to make me a mobile barbershop app. Like, I want to be able to. I want an app where you had to get on the app and then the barber pull up on you.
I'll make it to you. I'll make it for you like in 2 weeks, bro. I'll pay you. I'm all about the money, bro. I'll do it.
I'll pay you for real. Nigga, how much you want?
Yeah, that's fine.
Did anybody
ever? You know, there's an app like that, right? Though.
Did anybody ever?
I don't know one, but they ain't gonna have it with me because I had a network of barbers. Like I go get a motherfucking fleet deal to get some sprinters and get some barbers and driving around, whooping up with people.
Yeah,
Hey,
even
did anybody ever see the TV that I think it was Showtime or HBO? They had a series about the startup of Uber and how that company was formed and everything it went through.
no,
I've never seen it.
watch it. I know they just turned profit recently.
That particular that was crazy, the stuff that they was doing, because a lot of them almost went to jail. Y'all were talking about crooks. Oh, because they was doing they when they started seeing, because they formed Uber and they presented it as a tech company when it's basically, of course, it was a share ride transportation type of company. But if you find it, it's worth looking. It's very entertaining. It reminds me a lot of the same shenanigans that that Facebook went through when they were first getting started, especially when money started coming. But yeah, a lot of them all of them should have went to jail for some of the stuff that they did. But it's worth watching. I thought maybe y'all have seen it, but a lot of those kinds of companies that blew up, like Facebook and like Uber, all of them had the same kinds of element. They had people who were visionaries, who saw the big picture but didn't think about all the details and all the compromises you have to have, particularly when you start cutting people off, when you start, breaking laws and finding ways around laws and things like that. All of them had, even with Elon Musk, all of them have those same elements, that there's some people who gonna be on the edge. There's gonna be some people gonna straight up break the law.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be some people who gonna still benefit regardless. And so you always will combine, what's the word I want? Entrepreneurship will have some degree when it gets that big, at least, where there's some criminal activity of some kind involved. I mean, you just look at if you look at the record business, for instance, I'll step back for a minute on that, and see some of the guys they got to keep around. I mean, you talk about Diddy, you got Wolf. If you talk about somebody like a Wayne Perry, who, if you know anything about, well, that's down here, but there were a lot of Wayne Perrys that record executives had around them, because there's wolves in that business. So you have to have wolves to protect you from the wolves. Same thing in these technology companies. They just call it security. That's all. Movie business. You have
their own private militaries.
Yeah, you have Harvey Weinstein. Look who we had around him, or former Mossad agents. So
one time I was in Hollywood and I was just walking down the street, and then Mark Cuban was at the corner, and I was like, "Damn, it's Mark Cuban."
And then he turned into a reptile.
He was like, I was like, "What up, Mark Cuban?" He was like, "What's up?" And I was like, then I thought about it. Man, I need to sell this nigga on something. I got to convince this nigga to give me some money somehow. So I started following this nigga. I followed this nigga to this warehouse. It was like
Okay,
club
you be serious?
I'm dead serious. This was in Hollywood.
He's a
like
true scammer, man.
I was like, so I followed him he was with some other this guy. They was walking down. They went to this club. It was like this warehouse that didn't have no signs or nothing. So I went up there. The guy at the door, I gave him some money to let me in. So I follow him into this club. I'm into this club. I'm going upstairs to where they going at. And next thing you know, these motherfuckers just I don't know where they came from. They just flashed the lights in my eyes. That he had a whole security, like, for them to be that precise, they had to be watching him on the street. It was a team on the street watching him. It was a team already in the club waiting for him to get there. And it was a team following him along the way. And they was communicating the whole time.
And they was watching you.
Watching me.
Watching you follow him.
You about to get killed because you following Mark.
Them motherfuckers came out, just seemed like this shit was bright as fuck. I was like, what the fuck?
And what they say to you?
I'm surrounded by niggas. You got to turn around.
What you say? You ain't talk your way out of it?
I say, shit, I just turned my ass around. I wasn't about to get murdered.
When were you out in LA? No cap.
I was out there trying to sell these movie scripts like back in.
No, I'm saying, what year were you out there?
I think it was like 2000. When did Broner fight me down?
Okay, I was
Somebody
out
got an echo.
there for
You got
a
an
couple
echo.
years.
Band up. Fix your echo, band up. All right, y'all. We got band up on the panel.
Band up.
Salute. Am I still echoing?
No.
Am I still echoing?
No.
Salute to everybody. I think I'm a little bit delayed. Salute to everybody on the platform. Salute Mr. Greg, you know what I mean? No Cat, Hacker, Nickel Slick. How's everybody doing today? You know what I mean?
Salute,
How's
buddy.
everybody doing?
Everybody.
So I am so late. I'm so late to the show. 2 cents. Is Errol coming back?
Earl, we didn't even get to talk about that. No, band up. You still got the echo. Errol Spence versus Tony Harrison. Now, this is the first Errol Spence fight that I've heard mentioned where I'm like, okay, I could see that. I think that's a good tune-up for Errol Spence. I mean, if Errol Spence can't beat Tony Harrison at this point, it's time to hang it up. Like, we gotta be honest.
Is
So,
it's signed?
We don't know. I think it's a rumor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just a rumor because Tony Harrison just fought, I think.
Then this is the first rumor that I'm like, okay, I could rock with that. That sounds reasonable. Him coming back fighting Virgil Ortiz or coming back and fighting Fundora, like that shit sounds unreasonable to me. Like I don't want to see that, honestly. But that's what he decided to do. That's what he decides to do. But him coming back against Tony Harrison, I think that's more his speed, more his lane. I think the people. Yeah. I think it's a name. It's a good tune up because if he can't beat Tony Harrison, he done.
I think he should retire. Honestly speaking, man.
Well, if he not retiring, he gonna fight Tony Harrison. If the rumor is true, so shout out to him. Shout out Earl True Smith Jr.
Yeah. Did Tony win his last fight?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see it, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, he won. Andrew Tate lost.
Was he on? He was on that card?
No, he was on the Misfits card, I think.
Man, nobody worry about no Andrew Tate.
That's funny.
The Matrix.
Hey, somebody said make Clarissa Shields Andrew versus Andrew Tate.
That'd be crazy.
This is the first
Jay Paul should fight Andrew Tate.
Clarissa Shields will beat Andrew Tate ass.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a bad move for him.
That's his humiliation ritual. He had to.
Yeah,
the thing about Andrew Tate, I just don't like the allegations with him. All that like trafficking allegations. It was for that. I think he'd be a cool guy, but the allegations, I'm like, never too sure about him.
I mean, he clearly is a womanizer, so I mean, I'm sure there's some truth to it.
He has like a cult following of men that go to him to learn to be men. Do you know about that, 2 Cent?
That ritual,
like men go to him to learn to be men.
I mean, that's on them.
It's a
that's
ritual,
crazy, man. But
they got a box.
Am I good now, 2 Cent?
Yeah, band up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
That's what's
also band up. If you see your settings for StreamYard, you click on your settings and you can like cancel out noise, background noise. That'll fix it as well. That's a little cog button, right next to it.
I'm looking at it. Says
and go to audio and cancel.
How come nobody in an uproar when I say Clarissa beat Andrew Tate ass? They agreeing in the chat.
It seems like she would beat him. He put himself in that position where you would even think that.
Yeah,
because I don't dislike Andrew Tate. I mean, I take all content creators have to exaggerate a little bit in order for them to grow like they do, to make the kind of impact that they're going to make. But part of his impact was the whole male masculinity thing, and so anything that, like the whooping that he took in this last fight, certainly diminishes him in the eyes of whoever his rabid followers. So thinking that Carissa Mike could take him is not really a far. I mean, I don't think she probably could the way he fought, but I think if he had kept the aura of being this, hyper masculine, can whoop guys because he's a kickboxer, former kickboxer, et cetera, we wouldn't be thinking that. But after the whooping that he took, he's going to rebuild himself from that.
I don't even remember him as
he's not a real kickboxing champion.
No,
I don't remember him in the kickboxing circuit at all.
Just kickbox.
He was in ISKA, which is like some low budget. It wasn't no rural class kick.
Yeah, he wasn't like with Benny the Jet and like Zab Judah's dad and shit.
Y'all going y'all hardcore shit, discrediting people.
Yeah. I don't remember.
He definitely ain't no Benny the Jet.
I knew Benny the Jet's so nice, man. That was one of my favorite fighters.
I know he was undefeated in that shit.
Yeah, he was like 65.
He lost one. He lost the Muay Thai match. He felt he got robbed in it because back then it was like which one better, kickboxing or Muay Thai.
No cap. Do you remember Yoel Judah, Zab Judah's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked just like Zab when he used to fight. This shit was crazy, man.
I know he was kickboxing too, but he did the Dutch kickboxing or he did the Benny the Jet, the American kickboxing.
Yeah, American.
Two different sports. Like the kickboxing Benny the Jet did where they wear the pants. That's like boxing and karate. It ain't like the K1.
Didn't Band wasn't Band Up a fan of kickboxing and MMA?
Oh yeah, definitely. I started watching that before I watched anything to do with boxing.
Did you ever see Zab father fight?
I did. I watched that.
Who's his dad?
Yoel Judah. He looked just
I did not.
Yoel. I told the story before. Like when I first saw Zab, I thought he was his father.
I just started watching boxing.
Yeah, I was like, when did Yoel Judah just start fighting? But like, it was so funny watching Yoel Judah fight. You know why? Because like kickboxers back then, it was like
Bud fight 6 times.
Huh?
Look. Yeah, and then it's crazy. And I be cooking cats with my short knowledge of boxing. That's the crazy thing.
No, but here's the funny thing about Zab Judah's dad, right? Like Zab Judah's dad used to be. Yo, he used to he'd be like back then the kickboxers looked like full contact karate, and he would just be there punching the shit out of them. They would throw kicks. He threw like one kick and he'd just be beating. He would be punching them. I'm like, damn, this guy a kickboxer or just a street fighter?
What type of kickboxing was it though? Was they the Muay Thai? Was they wearing the shorts or the pants?
It wasn't Muay Thai. No, it was American because they, it was sort of like what Benny the Jet was doing. I think they were all part of the same.
Benny the Jet had been in kickboxing, but the American kickboxing that style. Like Chris Algieri did that too.
I love Benny the Jet. Achilles. That's one of my favorite fighters.
Y'all know
Hey, out of all these bugs, there's a lot of these guys that ain't never been to a butt fight, never put no money on a pay-per-view or nothing like that. So,
that's majority of Bud fans.
That's the crazy part.
I mean, everybody starts from somewhere, So that's what
I'm saying. You got to start it somewhere, and I'm gonna keep this that. UFC start getting watered down.
Majority of Bud fans don't even have a Bud T-shirt.
That's crazy. I
bet you every Spence fan got a T-shirt.
Every Tank fan has a T-shirt.
Hey, you know what's crazy? That T-shirt was so false advertisement, talking about knocking on doors and shit.
Whatever you're talking about, but everybody got one.
Oh yeah, the little shark.
Y'all got that shirt with Bud with his shirt off, dressed like a mermaid.
No, I got the one with him and my face and off.
Y'all got the merman shirt.
No.
Put a one in the chat if you got the merman shirt with Bud.
Have y'all ever watched sumo wrestling?
Yeah.
You the only one? Nobody else watched it before?
I've seen it before, but I can't say I watched it.
Yeah, I wasn't I didn't have like a favorite sumo wrestler or nothing.
It's crazy to me, but the other crazy thing is, has anybody watched these Tubi movies before?
Nope. I don't even go with that low budget.
They're so bad, they're good. and that makes me think about the B movies from the 50s. When you can see the shadow of the cameraman and stuff like that, or when somebody else is mouthing the words that the other actors saying in their scenes, or the fight scenes. I mean, I've seen a lot of the clips. I haven't watched the full movie, but now I see where all the old over the hill rappers and actors who can't get any roles go. All of them over there doing these Tubi movies.
But that's why, look at Bollywood and Hollywood. That's why they make money.
But
as
Mr.
well, right?
Greg, that's a whole genre. People love those two movies.
I know.
That
That's why I'm saying the movies are crazy. That, like I said, they're so bad, they're good.
Yeah, a good simple story. You know, that's what people really love.
Now these stories are crazy.
Korean movies, Indian movies, African movies.
Have you seen any movies?
Huh?
Have you seen any of the Tubi movies?
I ain't watched Tubi, but I seen Bout It by Master P.
Yeah,
about it.
Most of those movies has a heavy dose of street vernacular and dealings, and a whole bunch of crazy sex. You know, from the men on men, the women on women, and all that other kind of stuff. Even those scenes are crazy. And I'm like, Tubi must be making enough money because they have so many of them on that channel or that network or app or whatever it is. And you see Young Jock, you see Jocelyn, all of those old, I guess you could call them 90s and 80 and 2000 rappers are in these movies. You see a couple of actors who never got to the A-list, but they were solid.
Who's Jocelyn Hernandez?
Yes.
Oh.
The girl that used to be, I can't.
The reality TV stars.
Yeah, all of them. Every last one who can get a role on in these Tubi movies. I watched, and I took a moment to look at all this craziness. I watched The Family Business. That is the most crazy but it's been 5 seasons of it. Have y'all seen that before? No, this is not on Tubi, but it should be. The subject matter when it first started, because I've only watched a few of the shows, but the subject matter was good because there are some Black-owned auto parts and auto companies that are still left in this country. So that was a good subject matter because most people don't know this. But of course, like in everything, there always got to be some criminals involved. And now it's evolved into just a whole crime family. But the girl who was on Basketball Wives, what's the one that was always fighting and beating up the other girls? That's on Basketball Wives, the first one that came. I can't think of her name. She was married once to a basketball player, like most of them were.
Jackie Christie?
Not Jack. No, go back further. That's one of the newer.
That's the only seasons I watched.
The original one had
Tammy.
Tammy, yes, Tammy Romaine. So she's a wife in this series called The Family Business. I think it comes on it comes on BET.
Hey man, what you know about some Tammy? You be watching Housewives?
I've seen the shows. I don't like any of the shows, but I have seen them, so I'm not gonna pretend like I ain't never seen them.
Y'all know my favorite reality TV show?
Which one?
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, 2 Cent.
I watched that show for like 8 years, probably 9 years, till 2020.
It's been on that long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I stopped watching it in 2020. I haven't watched reality TV since 2020. But before that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, that was my go-to.
No, I've seen them when they first came on. I like $1 Million Listing. I still like that.
I remember making the band with P. Diddy and those wannabe rappers. And he'd be like, go get me a cheesesteak from Philly.
Making the band is terrible now.
Yeah.
Anything associated with P. Diddy is horrific to think about.
Man, them people deserve to get humiliated, but because it's like y'all don't Diddy nuts that bad, you go get a cheesesteak. I mean, they'll eat some cheese.
And they was trying to win a contest.
Yo, did y'all see that P Diddy thing that 50 Cent did? I didn't watch it yet.
No, I'm
I didn't watch
P
it.
Diddy
I
out.
know everything about Diddy.
I'm so
I was trying to be a rapper. I was in 9th grade, and I went to Jerome Bettis' brother. He was the manager. He managed this rapper from Flint called MC Breed. So I wanted him to be my manager. I was at his office. He was talking. He was like, P Diddy, he a flamer. This like 1999, nigga. This like the height of the Diddy shit. This nigga like P Diddy a flamer. Will Smith a flamer. That's how the nigga was talking to his office.
Oh
you say this shit back then. Like this shit ain't new. They been new about this nigga P Diddy, dog.
But we already knew about P Diddy for 2 decades, 3 decades, damn near.
That was like a conspiracy thing. Like you knew, but you didn't really know. You know.
We know. We don't know, but we know.
But we knew. You know.
Well, there's a lot of bad. Have anybody ever seen Bad Girls Club or Fight Club? I think it should be called. When the women are always fight with each other.
Are those shows actually real?
Oh, baddies. About baddies.
Well,
how real are those
hey, y'all
shows?
know, y'all Zeus Network. Listen, Zeus Network needs to be canceled.
Yes, that's what it's on. The Zeus Network.
That is the Zeus Network. Like, get Zeus Network the fuck out of here. Like, I remember people used to complain about BET, but y'all don't got a problem with Zeus Network. That is listen, Zeus Network is just. I can't believe people letting Zeus Network rock. Like, it's nothing. Zeus Network is diabolical. That is the word. People used to complain about VH1 and how they portray black people, but y'all not mad at Zeus Network?
Yeah, Zeus Network is crazy, and they purposely will admit that's what they actually are trying to do, and it's working for them.
Zeus Network is the worst. No black people should be supporting Zeus Network. Y'all should be outraged. Y'all should be in the comments.
Yeah, I never watched it before.
Y'all should be in the comments going in. Like, y'all should have a lot to say about Zeus Network. Like, y'all should have been marching in the streets. Y'all remember how back in the day used to be like burning rap tapes, NWA and shit, burning their tapes and all that. That's what y'all should have been doing with Zeus Network.
They should have done.
I just remember C.D. Lawrence Tucker crushing the CDs. That's what they got me.
Do y'all remember? Well, y'all wouldn't remember the show, but have y'all ever read about a show called Amos and Andy?
Nope.
Nobody.
Yeah. I heard of Abbott and Costello.
That's like the black and white one.
No. Amos and Andy. It started off as a radio show with 2 black actors, and they were in blackface. So when it became a TV show, this is in the late 50s, early 60s, they did use black actors, but the black actors seemed to be still in blackface. And they had all the ignorant vernacular of how they talked. And that's where sapphire came from. That's why when you hear somebody call a black woman sapphire, it's not meant to be complimentary. And all of the stuff about the black woman twisting her neck and throwing her hand up and hands on the hips, all that came from Amos and Andy. It was stereotypes. You know, the lazy black man, and then the black man who always had a get rich quick scheme, and all of those things that were being put forward to net. It was on CBS. Look it up. The NAACP was the reason why Amos and Andy got pulled off of TV, because just like Susan's talking about outraged about Zeus TV, well, that's how we got Amos and Andy off of TV, because that was crazy, because people started believing that's how all black men and black women were. We shuffling, we ignorant, we just want to have on loose shoes and have a woman and lay up and eat watermelon. All that, excuse my language, all that stuff came from Amos and Andy. So I agree with 2 Cent about Zeus, because Zeus is even worse.
It's even worse. It's much worse.
Zeus. I ain't never even heard of this shit.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of
it. Listen, time out. Do y'all know Baddies? Y'all heard of that show?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's on Zeus Network. Have y'all heard of Jocelyn Cabaret?
Yep, that's on Zeus.
Jocelyn Cabaret.
Yeah.
Jocelyn,
are they like ghetto shows or something, or what? I don't get it.
It's like
Baddies is like a reality show, right?
Yeah, this is a reality show too. But
Okay.
have y'all heard of? Have you? And then they got a baddies male version.
What?
A male version
all
called
that
Baddies?
crap. It's pure trash. It's pure trash.
They got a
I be on a
baddies.
show called Baddies, nigga, for me.
So it's a bunch of gay dudes on there
something
fighting each other. And it's one thing to see a bunch of women fighting each other, but it's another thing to see a bunch of men fighting each other. Like that shit looks stupid.
But to say, is it real? Like, how real are these reality shows?
Reality TV ain't real. It's scripted.
Scripted.
Not
Like,
this shit.
it's reality.
Listen.
Is it? I think it's
This
partially
is the
scripted,
thing.
right?
Reality TV is scripted, but I would say like guided. Like I know your business. I know
it's
your
like pro
business.
wrestling, like the wrestling.
Hold
Like
on.
WWE.
No, it's like I know your business. I know your business. I'm gonna put y'all two in a similar situation and then get y'all drunk and we're gonna record and see what happens. But something on Zeus is like they just on there fighting each other. Really, it's no storyline. It's no nothing. It's just they just on there fighting each other. Like I don't even watch it because it's nothing to watch. They just yelling and screaming and fighting.
But that's like Jerry Springer used to be. Like
it's like Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer was crazy.
Good analogy. Good analogy. Jerry Springer.
Like a lot of them shows. I knew somebody that went on the judge show. Him and his girl. They was on there playing. You know what I'm saying?
It's script. Yeah.
They wanted them to come back because they was funny. You know what I'm saying? But they was on there playing. They wanted like that shit be fake, dog.
Yeah, the judge shows. Like, I know someone who did the script too. It'd be scripted for the judge shows.
Some of them are real.
Yeah, Steve Wilkos actually be having real cases.
Some of that stuff is real. Some of it is fake. Like some of them people be actors.
I'm gonna just tell you right now. There's a cat. No, there's a cat that I know of that I was around when we was younger. That nigga was on the Steve Wilkos shit for some essay.
See, he's the one that came from Jerry Springer, right? The bald guy.
And it's real.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he from Washington.
Some of it real, some of it fake. Because I knew somebody they went on the show and they were real, but they said they was in like the green room with people that was there, but they were actors. So it was like mixed.
But some of those shows will give you a bad reputation if you're on them, you know.
But the ratings, see, that's the problem. People watching it and the ratings are big. And so that's why they keep putting this ignorant stuff on.
Like I knew a girl who was on a show on the ID, you know, the ID channel, right? Investigation Discovery.
Yeah.
Where they talk about all like the murder cases and stuff. And she was like, you know, like it's hard for me to find a date now since I've been on that show. But she was just an actress of the show. But people look at her like, you're that guy, you're the girl who killed your husband, you know?
Nah,
and she was just reenacting the scene, you know.
They done anyway.
Yeah.
Some of those
in Hollywood. I've been in the whole industry. I was trying to sell these movie scripts. So I know the dirt on all the shit.
Man, no cap, I'm about to kick you off my panel, bro.
He's a whole
People don't want to know the truth.
You're a career criminal.
Like
what the hell would you selling scripts? No cap.
I was trying to make this. I make these producers. I still got the executive summaries and stuff. I got receipts for everything. I'm saying I can show you people's signatures with the actors. I know how to make a movie from scratch, and I know how to put together because I got the executive summary, which is like the appraisal, and it's like a real estate appraisal for a movie. But that's how you convince investors. But see, the reason why the shit never worked is because it takes too many people to agree to do something, and it's always a problem. Like I bullshitted my way into the shit, but I went to this convention at the damn what's that big ass hotel at Beverly Hills or the Centennial? What's the shit called? The shit by the Playboy Mansion, that big ass hotel. What's it called? The Century City Hotel.
Well, I've never been. Can't tell you.
But this is big ass. This shit like $500 a day to stay in this motherfucker. This is where this place is. Like, I see Robin Givens in the motherfucking.
And that's expensive.
Lobby and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of place this is.
I think. Yeah.
So it's like we up in there. I was convincing these producers. I'm like, yeah, I got this script idea. You know, they was like the budget. You know, they was like, no, that sounds too big budget for us. We need something. You got anything else? So I just started making up shit off freestyling to these niggas. They was like, yeah, they was liking all this shit. And I was like, damn, I just made this shit up. I gotta write this script right quick to get it. So I was like, I put an ad on Craigslist. I was like, I need help. I need a writing partner to help me write this shit. So somebody responded back. This is a motherfucking Larry David looking dude. He's like, meet me at this place. I met this at some cafe in Beverly Hills. I'm sitting there talking to him. He was like, he used to write for the Jeffersons, like the last season and shit. You know, he sent me some scripts before I met him, and I was like, all right. His script sounded like, like I could tell he was a good writer because the scripts kind of flowed. But the shit with the movies he was writing was like old ass movies, like some shit that'd come out in like some Ricky and Bernie's type shit. I was like, dog, they don't even make movies like this no more, dog. So I was trying to tell him, like, look, what you need to do. He wanted me to sell his movies to the producers, and I was like, they already want my idea. I need you to write what I want to listen to me. He didn't want to work for me because I was black. He was racist. He was like, so the producer's dealing with you because you're African American? They just trying to help you out? You know what I'm saying? I was like, dog, man. I said, listen, dog, your shit is old. You making 1980, like he wanted the Jim Carrey movie called My Clone. He was like, you get Jim Carrey? I was like, man, fuck that. Jim Carrey old, nigga. He ain't no fucking leader, man. The fuck you talking about? You talking about My Clone, nigga? Michael Keaton already had a movie called Multiplicity that was the same as your movie. And that shit old. Get the fuck out of here. You gonna work?
What's wrong with this guy, man?
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to smack the shit out of this nigga in the it's like motherfucking. I met these other dudes, these producers. It's like these two Jewish dudes. So you know, I'm hanging out with these motherfuckers. We going to the American Movie Festival and shit, getting like motherfuckers is pulling up.
No cap, how you gonna do cars and shit?
Like these motherfuckers make bootleg. These motherfuckers make straight to video movies and they rich. So I'm like, I'm trying to learn how to do this shit too. So we out there networking this shit. Mm-hmm. This nigga Leonardo DiCaprio show up with his girlfriend and boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Shit is diabolical, nigga.
I don't know how he got to Leonardo DiCaprio, bro.
Because that's what happened. That he just pulled up and see this.
That was one hell of a story. That was
type of shit you see when you dealing with these motherfucking the devil's business. I ain't never been to no Diddy. I almost got into a fight with Diddy on the Hollywood Strip.
You know no cap. I'm gonna have to stop you right there, bro.
This is a Grammys. This is when the Grammys was happening. I almost fought Diddy on the street on the Hollywood Street.
How? No cap. What happened?
I'm just walking down the street. I'm walking to the hotel. Like it's busy because it's the Grammy week and shit. So it's a bunch of shit going on. So you know that on Highland, what's the fucking Lowe's? It's the hotel on the Highland. If anybody's been down there, it's kind of by that place where that guy got shot, where young Dolph got shot. It's kind of over there. And then I'm just walking down the street, and it's like a French Montana concert. And it's like the street, it's like people, the street is kind of blocked off. So I got to walk around. I just walk past this old ass S550. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, the door opened. This is Diddy. He hop out and throw his arms up, trying to holler at me like I'm a bitch or something. I said, nigga, I'll beat your ass. I was heated at Diddy, nigga. And then the motherfucking security came around this nigga like Voltron, nigga.
This nigga no cap.
Yo, Diddy whipped your ass.
What haven't you done, no cap?
To this day, if I see Diddy, I'm bombing on his ass, dog.
I don't know. I heard Diddy can fight though, no cap. You better be careful out there.
I want Diddy. That's why I want him out, nigga. I want to see this nigga again and bomb on him.
No cap. When did this happen?
Huh?
When did that take place that you was thinking about with Diddy?
When did Malcolm Moore win the Grammy? The year Malcolm Moore won the Grammy is when this shit happened. And then because I seen Malcolm Moore in the hope when I finally got to that hotel. This happened right after I was about to fight Diddy. I'm in a hotel charging my phone. This nigga Malcolm Moore come in there with his bodyguard and that dude he partners with, and some little girl. Some shit.
No, the reason why I was asking,
this motherfucker sitting there, this nigga turn around, look at me like I'm supposed to hop on his dick because it's Malcolm Moore. Like all these niggas is gay.
Right. The reason why I was
like, no, I was about to whip this nigga ass again. I was already mad because of Diddy. So I was the bomb. He didn't say nothing to me. He just turned back around.
Hey, no cap. The reason why I was asking you that, because I was trying to think was it was either for Diddy's security at that time, it was either Wolf or
no, Wolf was already dead.
So that was we talking about
this was the same year. This was just like 2014. This nigga Diddy looked so old, I didn't even recognize him at first.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't look like how he looked on TV. And this was like 10, 11, 12 years ago. So I was like, this nigga looked old as shit when I seen him. Like I didn't even recognize the nigga.
When you was talking to those producers, I thought about how Miami Vice got made. When you just said you just sit there and you freestyle. Well, the guy who got the deal for Miami Vice, he just wrote on a napkin, MTV Cops. And that's how Miami Vice got greenlit. The TV show?
Yeah.
So that's that. Now, what you were talking about is how a lot of deals. I lived out in LA. I wasn't trying to get in the music. I mean, in the movie business, but I had come across and met people who were in the music in the movie business. But I ain't want no part of that, you know. But that's how deals are getting made. Everybody was out there hustling something, a script, demo, something. Everybody had something.
Yeah, it's all a hustle.
It's all hustle. So they go to the parties. The parties are hustles.
Yeah.
So that what you just said has always been the case. So that's believable for what happened to you, because sometimes guys just are bold enough and come up with an idea. And next thing you know, you actually got somebody want to put some money, particularly when they was doing straight to video movies.
So did you get your script?
No, I ain't finished because it's like this. When I was dealing with them producers, I figured out how to. I was like, damn, I could just own a movie by finding, because what makes you the producer is you bring the money, you fund the movie. Like the producer is the person that gets the money to make the movie. You get ownership, like credits. Like if I find the investors and they put up the money to make this movie, I get executive producer credits, royalties off the movie. So you know what I'm saying. So I start focusing on that instead of my own scripts, because I had there's a movie called with Ron Perlman called Out of Sight or some shit, or Line of Sight. Ron Perlman signed on to be the lead actor. This is what they gave me, because they was trying to get money for this shit. So you know, I was like, I'm gonna just get this shit funded, you know. And I met this motherfucking Uber, because this like when Uber first came out. I was in LA when Uber first came out, and that shit was like, these motherfuckers pulled up an Escalade, told me we get an Uber, we go to the next bit party. I was like, what the fuck is an Uber?
No,
this shit came out. But yeah, I found somebody to put up the money for the movie, but they wanted to 70. I'm still friends with them on LinkedIn too, so.
But no,
it's like the motherfucker. They wanted 70% ownership of the movie, and the other guy didn't. The director Justin Fairbanks, whatever the fuck, he didn't want to do the shit because the percentage was too high. But I was like, you can't even make the movie without these niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like you do this one, and then the next one you had the money to make your own movie. But you know what I'm saying? That's how that's why the shit ain't worked out.
We'll see.
They had another one
forever.
They wanted,
this shit was called Blaming on the Hustle. I don't know if this shit ever came out.
They wanted foreign and domestic rights percentages, rather.
Yeah, because they wanted the distribution rights.
Oh yeah,
they wanted to distribute the movie.
Yeah.
But I was like, they putting up 70%. All you got to come with 30% in the production account.
So much money. They knew what they was doing.
Yeah.
So was this like a passion of yours, or were you just doing?
I was just trying to get rich, dog. Like I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was out hustling, and I was like, all right. I had Blame It on the Hustle. They wanted Wesley Snipes to be in this movie. Wesley Snipes was in jail this time for that tax shit. But this is called Blame It on the Hustle. I still got the executive summary for both these movies in my email. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they wanted Mekhi Phifer and the dude from that show Entourage on what's the name? Matt Dillon. One of the white boy, Matt Dillon, and some other I forgot the people they wanted signed on. But Wesley Snipes is supposed to be the main character. So they wanted Wesley Snipes. It's called a letter of intent, where the actors sign saying they agree to do this role when they get paid.
Yeah, you got
the investors wanted to see that letter, and I was like, "We need Wesley Snipes' signature. These niggas ain't fucking with it." He started talking to Hollywood. Yeah, I know Wesley. I know all the black actors. I'm Jewish. I'm cool with all of them. He was talking all that shit. The motherfucker never came up. I went back to Detroit for this investment because I knew somebody that make the bootleg movie. You know, if y'all Detroit niggas ever heard that movie 5K1? I know the nigga that made that movie. He be doing all the hood movies with Clifton Powell. So I was talking to this nigga, and he know this guy who used to be a Motown musician. Nigga name was Dave something. He was a Motown musician, but he became a banker. He was like a billionaire. He started the Black Bank, First Independence Bank in Detroit, the one the mayor Kwame Kilpatrick got in trouble with when he was trying to make the move. But he was dead, so his wife he died, and his wife got all the money, and she didn't want to fuck with us. So that's what killed that one. And after that, I just got tired of it. I was like, fuck it.
Here, no cap. He does a lot. But you know what? If you're still trying to get in the game, Tubi, you probably get some traction with Tubi.
Why you give up, no cap?
Because he didn't care about the business. He wanted the money. He was about
because I just got fed up dealing with people that like I was like, I gotta do something where I ain't gotta rely on nobody.
What you gonna do
You know
the
what
way
I'm
you
saying?
don't have to rely on nobody?
That's the thing.
Yeah, because there's too many people. But see now with the AI, I feel I still got all the. I can still do this shit myself. You know what I'm saying?
You should.
It's just I gotta get 30% of the money into the motherfucking production account. Then I can go to the investors to get the other 70%. But now I might not even need to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit. It's just what happened was I put all my money in these damn stocks. And I'm down 90%, nigga. I got to hold the fort, nigga.
Damn, 90%.
That's what really happened.
You got wild life, buddy. I know that much.
You know, so,
life is to be lived. And
but once the banking industry crash, my shit gonna ride. When everybody else lose their money, that's when I'm gonna make money.
You still in Detroit?
Shit. No, I'm in Las Vegas right now.
Oh, you live in Vegas? Okay.
LA, yeah.
Well, you're down there where everybody's still hustling out here in one way or another. So don't lose sight of what you're trying to do. But I guarantee you, if you're still thinking about doing movies, I'm almost certain, because it's much easier in certain ways. So, because it's a lot of little small networks out here like Tubi, and even we already done the mean Zeus network. But it's a lot of other small networks out here. You can find them if you go on your on demand. You can find those little networks that probably will give you something to work with, or be interested in doing something with some of the scripts, because they need content. That's the thing. That's the thing that sells out here, content. So you know how to do it. You know how to play the game to some degree. I would encourage you to, write something up on your own and take it out there. At least write a treatment and see where they give you some seed money.
I got treatments. To see with the AI, I could get the AI to write my treatments. I could just
and I could get
the AI to write my scripts.
There you go.
Yeah, you still gotta put your touch on something. You can't just let the AI write it.
Like, and people can tell you be so cold. The AI be making the shit good. The AI can understand. I did it multiple trials to where the AI is trained to think like me. Where when I did that R. Kelly album, like the AI understands when to make it sound ignorant. Like R. Kelly be saying some ignorant shit. They know how to make it. They know what they mean.
You ain't the only person thinking AI can write your scripts. You gotta put a person
right, but they can't come up with my ideas. Same way I made up them ideas to the producers in their face, and they was like, "Damn, that sounds great."
Well, we trying to encourage you to do
that
with
AI.
Go ahead, and do it, man.
I try to hire writers to write to be like a Fat Forward Factory and write all my ideas, but the AI do it for me now.
They'll come to you. You go ahead and get the treatment and get the seed money, man, and get that.
Now that I know the production game, I was like, I'll start waiting for the big money because I only need one thing to be successful. So I'm like, I'm been marinating on this same idea for like 10 years because I'm trying to make $1 billion franchise. Like my shit. Like when I was, because I learned this shit from being out there, what made the money, because you get like 3% for writing a script of a movie budget. So I was only trying to make big budget shit because I wanted the big 3%, you know what I'm saying? So, I was trying to get Will Smith and Jalen on a movie, Jaden and shit, before they even crashed out. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking big like that, but now I realize I could do it, but cross-collateralize. Like I'm gonna be like George Lucas and have like a big ass, because one guy did give me good advice because I was telling him my story, and he was like, "You need to make it a graphic novel first or a book, and then have them make the movie out the book, sell them the rights to make the book, to make the movie out of the book." And so I was trying to write a book. That's why I stopped doing the movies. I started trying to write a book, but writing a book was just too hard for me because I get like 50 pages done, and I'll be like, man, I start all over. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, shit. The book was hard. I tried to hire somebody to help me write a book, but these people too egomaniac. I was like, man, I can't deal with nobody else. I can't deal with no other type of artist, any type of, because the egos is too much. Like they just don't want to, like they don't understand how to be a worker. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to do what I say. Like it's like I got the plan already live, but they don't see the vision. So it's like I was like, I got to do all this shit myself. So I've been building this shit slowly. And I'm at the point right now where the AI can help me finish this book. Where I could write.
You should definitely be able to find somebody to help you write a book. People do that all the time.
But they just don't understand. I just don't know. Maybe I'm just hard to work with because I'm like a.
Maybe you the problem. Though,
I am the problem. Like I'm the producer. Like I'm like when I was in the working the studios, this is the same reason why I couldn't get in music because I always get mad. I come in there, like I'm like, y'all do what I said. Like these motherfuckers came from New York. He made the woe beat for Black World. So I was like, I'm in the studio with this nigga. Like, look, nigga, play this bass line on this. I had a beat that I was working on. I was like, play a bass line on that. Then he's like, you want me to make the whole beat too? And I'm looking at this nigga like, why the fuck you in here? Like, if we in here in the studio, we trying to get paid. We need to make a beat. I need a bass line on this beat. You could play a bass line, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? You trying to get paid? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, I couldn't deal with these niggas no more. You know, then I had a meeting with Waka Flocka Mama, and that went south. You know, it was a whole bunch of things. You know, I would have got blackballed anyway, because I just think like that's a blackball. The entertainment industry, some blackball shit. Once you make one person bad, you blackball.
But why you difficult for you to? Why you getting into it with Miss Debbie?
Yeah, you made Miss Dead bad.
Because she said I was gonna sell. She said I was gonna sell my soul to the devil, some shit. And I did the damn Mr. Darnell from Lean on Me in that bitch. But it really is this dude in her office, this guy, he was just annoying the shit out of me the whole time, like trying to hold me and my boy, like he was, because we drunk. Like it was like I didn't like this dude, so he was irritating me the whole time. So I just snapped. At one point, I just snapped on everybody in the office, and she like, see, if you was at Def Jam, they would have threw your ass out of there. You would have thrown you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hold on. I was like, man, y'all up in here. We just drove all the way down here from Detroit or the day. Because the thing is, I was living in somebody's house in the D. The person that owned the house, his son was dating Waka Flocka's sister or some shit. That's how we got the plug. And then, you know, I came down there with my homeboy. He just came over. He had his whole family in the van. And I was hopped in the van with this nigga. We went down to Atlanta because I was making beats with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? The shit was like, they weren't expecting us to really come down there. She was just talking that good shit on the phone to sound. She ain't really, she understand that real Detroit niggas, we coming, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell us, we showing up, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dog, that shit went bad. I'm trying to think what up, but you know, we been getting, that's how Detroit never came up. Like, I remember Al Nuke was a local Detroit rapper. This nigga was popping. He looked like Jay-Z kind of. So it was like, Dame Dash brother didn't want to sign this nigga because he was like, he told Dame Dash brother he was better than Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? We was promoting this nigga, like putting this shit all around the city and shit. So that shit ain't worked out. He run Atlanta though. He was Zaytoven manager. He was like the weed plug for the whole ATL. He's Zaytoven manager and shit.
Hey, no cap, like, somebody calling you Dame Dash.
Nigga, I ain't Dame Dash. I mean, I am. That's why Dame Dash brother. We got like Brooklyn niggas and Detroit niggas. We ain't never gonna mix. It's always gonna be a problem, nigga. It's always gonna be somebody trying to be a top. It's always gonna be like, I'm the dog. I'm the shining person. Like the personality's gonna clash. You know what I'm saying?
I know I'm gonna ask. Are the Earl Flynns still in Detroit?
You say who?
The Earl Flynns.
Errol Spence.
They I forgot what gang they were an offshoot of, but they came from I forgot what gang they split off from, but they became the Earl Flynns.
Errol Spence. What you talking about? How old was this? Like
now, I don't know how old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay, you still might not, because I was 20 when this happened. So you may not know, but I forgot there was another gang that they broke from that had a bigger name in there in Detroit.
Well, the biggest name was YBI. YBI was the Young Boys Incorporated. And they was probably the most
70s, I believe, or was that the 80s for Young Boys Incorporated?
I think it might have been the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, but
they got Chamber Brother. It's a lot. It's Maserati Rick. Like I know Maserati Rick son.
See, all of them came later. The Flynns came. They're really from the. Where was Larry Hoover from? Was it that
He's
Detroit?
Chicago.
Was it Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Earl Flynns were in Detroit because I was in Detroit when I found that out. That's why I was asking.
That's it sound kind of familiar, though.
Yeah, they were from another gang and they broke from that gang and became the Earl Flynns. I just wondered if they were still around.
They got best friends. They got the Chambers brothers.
All of those came later.
It's a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know it's a lot. There's a whole lot up there. They work.
All right, y'all. I'm falling asleep, so We're about to go around the panel. Let everybody get their final 2 cents.
You see Big Supreme what he just said.
Uh-huh.
Man, that shit, man, don't say that shit, dude. That's fucked up.
She tried to put you on the casting couch.
I think she was trying to test me to see if I would be a sell my soul type. I think that's what she was trying to do. But I ain't peeped that.
Man, you ain't take one for the team, no cap.
Hell no. I'm like, nigga, I was like, what? Because that shit just offended. There's like the Holy Ghost came over me, nigga. It was like, I gotta fight the demons. I was like the demons in this room, nigga. They trying to get me to sign in blood. But it wasn't that she tried to get me. She just assuming that I'd be the type of nigga to sign my name in blood. And I took offense to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck you trying to say?
If you trying to say this, what you finna have to do? You trying to say this, what you finna have to do?
Man, I ain't like that's probably why I ain't on, man. Maybe my homeboy signed his name in blood because he still fuck with them. So maybe he got a couple of platinum plaques and shit. Maybe he signed his name in blood too. That's why I stopped fucking with him because I'm about to get murked. Cause I might have been in sacrifices or shit. Because once you sign your name in the blood, they gonna sacrifice some. They ain't gonna tell you who gets sacrificed, but it's gonna be somebody that's close to you.
Well, hey, you once close, always close, I guess. You want some Final Destination shit now, no cap.
No, I ain't. I got the Bible with me, dog.
But we're gonna go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. We're gonna let everybody get like 60 seconds. Shout out to everybody that joined me on the panel today. Very interesting conversation. I hope Earl comes back and fights Tony Harrison. I think that'll be a decent fight. And if he can't beat Tony Harrison, then it's time to hang the gloves up, bro. But man, up, what's your final 2 cents? 60 seconds. What you got for the show?
Yeah, I want that man to come back, but I do want to point out it's funny how he come back after a certain somebody retire. That's all, Nah, because y'all saying a certain person retired because somebody died. All right, so it ain't too far fetched.
I heard Bud retired because Boots ran him out of boxing.
Man.
He must have told you that.
Only watch this. Hold up. Would you really put your
They said Boots ran him out. He ducked it. Boots the reason he ducked the whole 54 division and ran up there.
Would you
Canelo? Once he looked around and seen the landscape and he seen everybody was like Boots. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and retire.
Look, would you put your dollars, your money on Boots, and if that fight was to happen? Because we know what the betting odds are going to be. The odds are not going to be in favor of Boots. So it's really going against Boots to say that he could even beat Bud.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but he retired. So shout out to him.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's funny how somebody come back once that man retired. But you know what I mean? Other than that, Tank Davis come back too. Bring his ass back, man.
Why would Earl have to wait for him to retire?
I said it's funny. I just find it quiet because you had all these 3 fucking years, all this time, and now you coming.
But we don't even know if he's coming back. It's still a rumor, just like all the other rumors we've continued to hear. So it has nothing to do with Bud retiring. Y'all just gotta make everything about Bud. Like, bro, I swear.
Really.
He's the face of boxing, too, son.
The seat belt and the helmet y'all got on is top tier. It's top tier.
He's the face of boxing, too, so what he wants to do.
Salute to everybody in the platform. Salute. All right,
All right, Boxing Hacker, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, just shout out to the show. I mean, this show went everywhere. I think we talked about No Cap's Adventures. I think that's what we're gonna call it.
No Cap on some Gulliver's Travels type shit.
I've been chilling these last few times.
You need your own show, man. No Cap's Adventures, you know. Like,
there's a couple. I'll be forgetting shit too. There's been a lot of moments. Like,
you're scamming your ex page are crazy. You're like half Nigerian, half Indian, bro. You're a true scammer. Yeah, you're a true scammer, man.
No, I was above a scammer. I was a fraud mastermind, nigga. I never scammed anybody.
You know,
everybody that deal with me that got broke off.
Shouts out to you though, bro. Yo, for Errol Spence coming back, I mean, as long as Errol Spence is like, you know, he really wants to come back. It shouldn't be off of like, oh, I just want to like go out better. because boxing is a little bit too dangerous, and like everybody already knows Errol Spence is a warrior. You know, he has nothing else to prove as well. To be honest with you, but if he really wants to come back, you know, I hope he's got the right trainer with him. You know, the right person to be with him or so. Hey, as far as that Tank Davis coming back, I mean, shouts out to him. Hopefully, he'll make the better fights when he comes back. And that's not some crazy fight, you know. I don't want to see Tank Davis versus Deem the Great or some shit. Hopefully, he fight somebody good. You know. But yeah, I ain't got much to say. This was a great show, 2 cents. Salute to the panel and chat. Everybody have a good night.
Good night. Season's greetings to you.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right.
Or happy holidays for those who are not, you know, Christian descent or, I don't know, atheists.
All right.
Bye, guys.
No cap. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
You know, we got off. You know, I got a lot of adventure stories and stuff. But you know, I'm not trying to glorify it, but I am because you know, I was a master fraud man, and I'm proud of my skills. But I don't take part in that anymore because I know if I take it to the level I can, I'll be in prison for real. That's why I quit. You know what I'm saying? But all I say is, it taught me the real lessons. It gave me knowledge that I could only get through that environment. You know, it's always when there's a will, there's a way. There's always more way to skin a cat. You ain't got to do fraud, but you can do fraud, but it ain't fraud. You know, if you catch my drift. And you know what I'm saying? With that entertainment shit, it's a bunch of devils. I hate the music industry. I hate everybody in it. They're a bunch of pieces of shit, demonic motherfuckers. And I hope they all go to prison. You know what I'm saying? You need to clean that shit up. And then, you know, I want to see that Carissa Shields versus Andrew Tate. I think that's a good fight for women's boxing. That's to put women's boxing on the map for real. You know what I'm saying? We need that Carissa Shields versus Andrew Tate joint. You know what I'm saying? I got Shields 3rd round knockout, nigga.
No, Shields can't be no man. She need to stop acting like she can.
I need that Carissa Shields, Andrew Tate 2026. Make it happen, Jake. You hear this, Jake? Right. Make it happen. Carissa Shields, Andrew Tate. We need that. I'm out.
All right, no cap.
Have a good holiday, no cap.
I love when No Cap will come up here and tell his stories, y'all.
Yes,
I mean, it's they do sound believable though. But then it's like, no cap, you not that old. When was you doing all of this? And how long was you doing all of this? Because you just jumping from thing to thing to thing. Like, it's crazy. But shout out to No Cap. Seems like a very smart, intellectual individual. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
This was one of the more enjoyable shows. I love No. I mean, I can believe some of his. I can believe it because I've done a lot of stuff myself, but I'm much older, so I had more time. He squeezed in a whole lot, but it's always possible. But yes, I enjoyed it. I do hope Earl comes back. I would love to send Earl and Keith Thurman, but just for him to come back and apply his trade and bring back the excitement that he did for his stage that he was in will be good for boxing for 2026. Hopefully Tank has recovered and resolved his issues where he won't get any more interruptions into his career and do a couple of things that will make everybody happy as well, whatever that may be. He said he's going to keep fighting. Let's see who he fights next. As always, 2 Cents After Dark is worthwhile coming to the show, listening to it, reading the comments. So this is always good. I do hope you and your family, 2 Cent, enjoy your holiday, you know, and everything goes well. Everybody's happy. For all the chat, I hope you all also have a good holiday. We probably won't. Will you be back Friday?
Probably. I usually don't come live on Friday, but I do some pop-ups throughout the week because it's the holiday and I know people are gonna be home.
Okay. Well,
so look for me tomorrow for a pop-up.
In the afternoon or in the evening?
I don't know. Maybe in the morning, and I don't know. Whenever it's just gonna be a pop-up. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell.
Okay. Because I don't always get your notifications, even though I got notifications on. But I think that's happening to a lot of you all, particularly in this particular on these particular platforms, from what I can tell. But hey, it is what it is. But always, thank you for letting me come on. Again, Caesar's greetings to all of you. If I don't see you, I will definitely see you the beginning of the year. And with that, I know you're getting sleepy, so I'll stop talking, let you go to bed. All right.
All right, Mr. Greg.
All right.
Thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. Always appreciate you coming up on the panel, giving your great wisdom, telling your stories. No Cap, shout out to No Cap coming up telling his stories. I appreciate everybody that contributes to the show. Like I always say, I built this platform not for me, but for everybody to be able to have a space to come and talk and share their thoughts. I could pick your brain to see why you think like that. And you don't have to be, this is for the super duper ultra casual all the way up to the hypocritical hardcore fan. You, no matter where you fit inside that spectrum, this is a place where you can come and we can all give our 2 cents and talk boxing. And we also have an outlet that you can come to on Tuesday nights, 2 cents after dark, if you want to talk about any other thing besides boxing, but you still want to be with the, you know what I'm saying, the crew you always be talking boxing with. So that's what we got going over here. Spread the word. If this is your first time here, punch the like, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to the replay, hype me up. Shout out to everybody that joined me tonight. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that left a comment. Shout out to everybody that sent the cash app or left a super chat. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, muting you on the panel when you're trying to talk, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Thank you.